Intelligence data.
All right.
Bam! Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. How we doing this morning? How we doing?
Don't ask.
Are you awake? Are you like?
I've been awake. That's the problem.
This is false awake. I am pretending to have more energy than I actually do.
Wait. Do you telling me that you sleep cast, Raptor?
No, I am awake, but I am less awake than I probably appear on camera right now. I probably look like, yeah, let's go. I'm more in my brain. I'm going, oh my God, why am I up? So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I get you there. I get you there.
Indeed.
Y'all, it is 6:49 local time, Central Standard in Illinois, America, whatever. I have seen that giant ball of death rise way too many times lately. Yeah, exactly.
The horror, Zach. Well, as bad as you and I have it, rip those poor bastards on the West Coast. And if you're playing from Alaska or Hawaii, you have more dedication than I do to this game. So I'll just leave it at that.
I would imagine those people just pull an all-nighter. You know, what's the point?
I mean, at that point, what's the point of going to sleep? Actually, what are they? Alaska's an extra hour past Pacific, but what's Hawaii? I've never actually been out there.
I think it's like 2 or 3.
I gotta look it up. It is, what's the time is it in Honolulu? Yeah, it's almost 2 a.m. in Honolulu. So
right,
yeah,
exactly.
I mean, at that point, why even go to sleep? Just freaking stay up all night and be done with it.
Sleep is for the weak, man.
Sleep is for the weak. Well, welcome in, everybody. It is the final day here of Warship Masters 2025. We have only a handful of matches for you today, but they are the big ones, right? We're going to start the day off with the losers bracket final with Resin and III. Each of these teams having lost at least one match to get to this point. And then we're going to move straight into whoever wins that gets the honor and the privilege, Zath, of squaring off against TWA in the grand finals.
And what a privilege that will be.
Now,
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was going to say, if Resin moves on, it's a rematch, right? Against the team that knocked them into the losers bracket. But if III overcomes Resin and moves into the grand finals, as far as I'm aware, that'll be the first time these two teams have squared off in this event. That'll be interesting if we get there.
Ooh, wait, say that again. No. TWA faced Winners bracket round 2. Pretty sure we covered that game. I'm pretty sure that's the one that we grabbed. Wasn't it?
It's gonna be. You're right. You're right. It's gonna be. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm an idiot. I can't read.
The start of yesterday.
So literally, whichever one of these teams makes, it's gonna be a rematch against the team that knocked him down here. And also, neither one of those was a sweep. So it's not like they got their face smashed in, right? It was like it's a good match. It's a good series. So so I still think it's anybody's game. Now on my little schedule sheet, you're probably asking yourself, why do you have grand finals listed twice, Raptor? Are you stuttering? Here's the deal. The way the grand finals is structured to work for this event, the original grand finals that begins in about an hour and change is a best of 5. And if TWA wins that series, done, dusted, day over, they are the victor. However, if the challenger out of the losers bracket wins that series, we aren't done, because TWA at that point will only have one series loss. And either II or Resin will only have one series lost. It's a double elimination tournament. We got to go again, Zath. So there's one last best of 3 penciled in loosely to the schedule if needed to settle the whole thing. And I mean, these teams are good enough it could happen. So,
and don't forget, because of this, one of the big changes too is that TWA does not get an automatic win in the grand finals. So it is a straight best of 3. So essentially, best of 5, yeah. So essentially what that means is that we are looking at a minimum of 5 games. Okay, so 2 games here, sweep, and then 3 games sweep here. That's the minimum that we're going to see today. And then the maximum is up to 11 games.
11! It's a high variance today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We could be done in time for brunch. You could be still sitting here ordering pizza at noon. We don't know.
That's right. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out, but very excited to see the ending of this tournament. It's been a lot of fun. Just a quick reminder for everybody, for those of you who are new, we have the tournaments set up around tier 10 ships and a point system. So this is the way that the tournament organizers try to balance ships that are considered to be more powerful in, say, clan battles and stuff. For those of you guys who play clan battles, you know that wargaming will typically either ban a ship straight out or place restrictions on it. You can only have one of this or one of a group of ships. And so for Warship Masters, you've got a point value up to 100 points may be spent. And if you want to take a Cristoforo Colombo, you're using up over a quarter of your points just to take one ship. And there's 6 other teammates that then have to suffer. So that's why we don't really see much Cristoforo Colombo in the tournament. I don't think we've seen it yet.
One of the things we started seeing yesterday, this was something that we saw. Was it Rain doing? Rain was doing this. Traditionally, and we are at a point now where both teams get at least one ship ban, right? So they can ban a ship outright that the other team can't use. Traditionally, we see teams ban a ship for capability reasons, right? When we started adding ship bans to King of the Sea all those years ago, it was you banned a ship because you just didn't want to deal with whatever it brought to the table. Very commonly, for a long time, as an easy example, teams would try to ban both Russian cruisers to get 12-kilometer radar out of the environment and make life a little easier for their destroyers.
Yep.
But yesterday, Zath, you and I saw Rain doing something really interesting. They were banning the cheapest destroyer in the game, that was a Tiro Regalo at 10 points, to force their opposing teams to be like, look, if you want to bring destroyers, you're going to have to sink more points into it. We're not going to gift you one of these big expensive ships for free. You're going to have to compromise somewhere else to get those points.
That's right. That's right. And I really like that because it makes it even more expensive as a result to take maybe a ship that you were planning on. For example, we saw a team using Hildebrand, and then they compensated for that with a couple of Regalos. Well, with Rain banning Regalo, now they have to spend at least 11 points on those 2 ships. So that's 2 fewer points they can put elsewhere in the team, which starts to break comps. And that's what was really kind of cool to see. We have seen, you can barely see it on my screen, the very bottom, the Kitakami, 8 points. We've only seen that once in a meme map. We haven't seen an actual competitive game in it, but we have seen Austin. We saw Austin a good number of times yesterday, Raptor. So teams are starting to say, wait a minute, if we take a decent to good ship and pair it up with a better ship, a couple of those, maybe we've got a better chance.
Yeah, and of course, map compositions drive these team choices, these ship choices as well. Now, both teams getting to ban a map coming into this, setting things up for the map rotation here for this series we're about to bring you. Both teams banned hotspot. So super mega ultra hotspot hate in this series. Nobody wants to see it. We ended up starting on Sleeping Giant. We'll go to Northern Waters. And then the last map is always either by default whatever's left, or the bot picks randomly among the maps that are left. In this case, it would have been either North or Land of Fire, and we got North.
That's right. That's right. And then the ships that are banned, we've got Napoli banned by Resin and Svea banned by Ayaya. Now, Raptor, you were a little surprised about the Svea ban, huh?
I am a little bit. Not because Svea is not a capable ship, far from it. But we haven't seen it acknowledged as a important piece in anybody's lineup up to this point. Like we've seen it used. We've seen more than one team field it. It's been effective, but nobody. I don't know that anybody up to this point would have thought, "Hey, we should ban that crazy light cruiser with the smoke and the quick firing guns and radar."
Well, I mean, it's an expensive boat as well at 19 points, right? But the thing about Svea is she's a fantastic kiting ship. She can be on her own, and she is a really good counter to what we saw Rain playing a lot of yesterday, which was that 4-destroyer double hull Z52 plus Ragnar combo. Was it 5?
5 destroyer. 5 destroyer.
What was the 5th?
5 destroyer lineup.
Druid?
They were running Z52. They were running Z52 double hull. I'm trying to remember. I think Ragnar. It was a Daring and a Ragnar. The Daring was always the off
on
destroyer.
the offside. Yeah.
You ran Ragnar, double hull, and Z52 was like your little wolf pack guys that moved around.
Right. So I mean, Svea is a really good counter to that, right? Because it's got the radar, it's got the smoke to hide itself, and it's got the guns and even the torpedoes to, you know, wreck whatever's advancing. So I think that's why we see teams starting to think Svea is worthy of a ban. You know what I'm thinking too is interesting, Raptor. We haven't seen any San Martin, and that's been a traditional like mainstay of like kiting side in King of the Sea. Maybe she's just too expensive.
A lot of ships we haven't seen. A lot because of the point system. Again, this point system dictates what you can and can't take. You don't just take a ship for its capabilities or because you need it for a certain strategy. You take it because you can afford it, or you can't, or you find a way to afford it, or whatever. It's this little crinkle that they add to this event, and it's the only event that I know in the game that does this. Really makes Warship Masters really unique, and it's one of the things that makes casting it fun, because we see ships and comps and stuff that you don't see anywhere else in competitive warships.
That's right.
Because teams are forced to expand their horizons and pull tools out of the toolbox that they would normally never reach for. Zath, you and I will cast King of the Sea for 20 more years, possibly. We will never see anybody take a Georg Hoffman, ever.
No.
Ever.
No.
And we've seen it in multiple games this event.
Or a Regulo for that matter. But yeah, I mean,
I know, right?
So, but the one thing that's nice about this tournament too is that what we don't see, we have not seen really any death snails other than that hull, you know, because they were all sharing smoke together. But beyond that, we haven't seen the traditional Hargumo gearing. You go someplace, you pop a big smoke, you throw a cruiser in it, and then you pray to God that your torpedoes hit, blah, 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 blah. It's freaking boring to watch and cast sometimes. So it's really nice to not see that kind of static play here. It's led to a lot more dynamic battles and some epic throws, including yesterday. So some good stuff.
Still that man, that still hurts. That still hurts to see to talk about Bonks' loss in game 1 yesterday. That was rough. That was rough. Because at the end of the day, guys, go ahead.
A reminder for everybody too, by the way, we do have drops today. They should, by the time you hear this, they should have started for you, so double check. But watching 90 minutes, you'll get a St. Vincent permacamo and some boosters. So yay. Yep.
Because, and we'll go ahead and cop to this now, right? Like, yes, we are impartial casters. We're not really officially rooting for people, but we're NA. We're kind of really rooting for the NA teams at heart, right? Like, that's a thing, and it's fine. but we're not going to crap on anybody because these are really good teams.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be dumb.
Absolutely. No, these are very good teams. They're very entertaining to watch. And I mean, all three teams currently still in this really deserve to be first. So it's just a question of who's going to come up with the right combination of positioning, ship choice, and luck to make it work.
Now, interesting point that we talked about yesterday, Zap, that we haven't brought up again yet today. Okay. At this point, the three remaining teams that we have left in the event, Resin, EU, all three the #1 seeds from their respective regions coming into the event. Of course, TWA out of the EU server, Resin out of the NA server, IIA out of the Asia server. At this point, all of the Chinese tour server teams have been eliminated.
That is correct. That is correct.
Game time.
Game time indeedy. Let's move on and take a look at Asia's #1 versus NA's #1.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to the losers bracket final here in Warship Masters 2025. Each of these teams to this point has one complete match loss. One of them is going to win this match for the right to compete against TWA in the grand final. One of them is going home. Let's figure out who it's going to be. Here in green, spawning in the northeastern corner of Sleeping Giant, we have IIA, the Asia #1 seed, coming in with a Ragnar. That's Moyu. Looking that up, nothing particularly exciting there. You choose Daring. He had a good day yesterday. We saw a lot of him in this Daring. And another Ragnar. That's Prey Q on the other end of the line. It's a 4-cruiser lineup, paying a hefty 20 points for BYF's Petropavlovsk. Zath, I have questions. I have concerns.
BYF likes expensive things. We saw that yesterday.
But he does not play well with his toys always. RBQ in a unique upgrade Zhao with RPF. Looks like he's headed over to play the 9-10 flank. A double Zhao lineup, Zath. Check this out. Akatsuki in another Zhao, not running reload and not unique upgrade. One of the first Zhaos we've seen not take unique upgrade. And rounded out by Muon's Howden Liu with his unique upgrade. What has Resin got cooking in red down at the bottom?
Yeah, well, it's also worthy to note we have special captain on Akatsuki Zhao and not special captain on the other. So one Zhao has more HP than the other. To the south, we've got Resin, Isard for Price, just grabbing the C cap with Eagle Lance's Gdansk behind him, both of them using their special captains. So we've got Honoré and Jersey Mike. And then we've got Big Six in the Marseille, making his way as well down to, looks like he's going to go all the way to the west side, that's my guess.
I'm betting he and Peyton will do that.
Yeah, so he's rocking Honoré as well with a buffed Adrenaline Rush. So is Peyton the Rock Hider. I'm guessing that's supposed to be Hider.
Yes.
In his Henri. And behind them all is Boom Diata. That's a name I haven't seen in a bit. In the Prince Van Aranye.
Was literally about to say that. There's a name I've not seen in a long time.
Right. We've got Mad Dog going the opposite direction in a Z42 with Lutjens as the captain. And finally, Mubuki in a unique upgrade Venezia with Sansonetti.
Oh my God. All right. Well, my stream's going to get audio for a minute because my game routine just crashed.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Super fun, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry to hear.
Sure do love how stable the client is these days. This is not the first time this has happened to me lately either.
Do you
Hopefully
need me
I can
to
get back in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can put up a stream of my game if you need it.
Hold on for a minute.
Yeah, no problem.
It should let me back in. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But again,
All
it
right.
might not. It might not because training battle. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I like Ayaya's double Ragnar idea. They're probably going to try to radar out whoever goes mid. But Resin, was it Resin or Bonks? I think it was Bonks we saw didn't play that game.
Yep, it's letting me back in. Okay,
Good.
I'm back.
Good. Well, you're back just in time to see Uchu possibly take a torp. He does. Oh, and another
daring.
one in this daring, and
double.
Moyu takes one too up the butt.
Ooh, spicy. Cassard torpedoes paying off here.
Yes. Wow. Remember, those torpedoes lose damage over range, but they still hit and they still cause floods.
But he had his hydro up. That is shocking to me.
Ichu had his hydro up. He was turning out. I think he was preparing to back in right when those torpedoes were spotted.
Now, it's a bigger deal for, I mean, those are both destroyers that come with a heal. Well, all three of their destroyers come with heals, but still, that's noteworthy because it costs you, you're forced to use one early, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Worth noting, Zath, Resin taking both of these destroyers straight to mid, vomiting out torpedoes, and then bailing, and they don't even touch the cap circle. Very interesting strat from these guys. Boomdiat is lit now as well.
Yeah, it's very similar, like I said, to what we saw Bonks do yesterday against the same team, against Ayaya.
Yeah. Now, Boomdiat's position here, I'm kind of gauging it very deliberate. With that 15-kilometer plane drop that Prince Oranji has, he can actually bomb the extreme corner of the cap that we're seeing Yichu head into now. Yep,
and that's the exact reason why we see the PVO there, and he's also bow out so that he can kite away a little bit easier if needed. Traditionally, that spot is where you put a radar cruiser, so they're probably expecting the Petro or the Hanlu to show up there.
Well, it's an information radar from the Ragnar worth it almost nothing until Peyton drives directly into it as he dives Thunderdome here.
Well, yeah, but Yichu also gets detected.
Oh, how did he get lit?
He got radar by Eagle Lance's Gdansk.
Yeah. Eagle Lance's Gdansk's radar, yep. So they know exactly where to drop those bombs. Peyton is going to make the dive into Thunderdome. He successfully completes the turn here. Going to take a little bit of Howden New bombs for his trouble, but probably nothing that'll get him killed.
Nah, he'll be fine.
He is locked up on the Howden New Hydro there, so they know exactly where he is. He'll have to cut back to the south if he wants to avoid that.
It's an interesting decision to shove a cruiser in that early. I don't know that I like it, to be honest.
I think I like it. I think, I mean, for starters, in a world, some more Cassard torpedoes getting good work. Mulan taking 2 of those, again, even with the Hydro being up. Fryce having a great game with Cassard so far. I like it in a world with no battleships, right? And we see this more and more in the game, in this tournament, right? Battleship-less compositions are becoming, very common.
Yeah, well, battleships are expensive in this. So.
Absolutely. But I mean, what destroyer is going to want to charge an Henri with his reload booster in there, right? Nobody wants to do that.
Well, but the point I'm getting at is it's pretty easy to farm out whatever's in there anyways. You can see we've got Akatsuki getting shots in. Muon's at least using his Dutch airstrike on him. BYF is keeping him lit via Hydro, as is Muon. So, I mean, Hayden can try to hide behind a rock all he wants. It's not going to help.
What I don't like about his position is he stayed on the north side of the circle. If he was down here in the south side, they wouldn't be able to keep him forever locked on Hydro.
Yes. Yes, I don't quite understand that decision, but it was made, and there he is.
Yep. For the moment, it's working out. I mean, I'd say it's working out. Peyton is coughing up health at a very, very fast rate. So we'll see how well it works out. He is easily the lowest ship on his team in terms of health pool remaining. Fryce has taken about half. Everybody else just some little chip damage here and there.
Yeah, Fryce was just picked up on Ragnar radar from Oyu, and Yichu's is also on Eagle Lance's radar in his Gdansk. Oh, but wait. Yichu got lucky, chose the right direction to run away. Mad Dog's about to catch him on Hydro.
Yep, they're going to catch a brief glimpse of the Daring in that gap as he stands in, so they know now that there's at least the one destroyer rotated back. Big Venezia salvo falling in on Yichu. Not bad. And now Mad Dog caught by Ragnar radar as well.
Yeah, nice hit on BYS Petro. Ooh, Peyton is 10K now.
I said brief glimpse of Yichu. I was actually lying. He's caught on Mad Dog's Hydro.
Caught on
I missed that.
Right, exactly. Yep. So he'll be lit for quite some time unless Mad Dog goes down, which is a distinct possibility.
Which is a possibility here. He's this long duration Ragnar radar is going to take care of him.
Zhao catches him.
Yep.
Prey Cube finishes it. First blood to
a 2300 and falling, burning. More bombs about to come in. Peyton's going out right here. No, he somehow manages to survive on 280. They can still see him, but the shells aren't landing right now.
No, they aren't.
His next heal 25 seconds away, but they do bag him.
Yeah, I think they were...
get A.
Yep, I think they were expecting him to just burn out, so they started moving to other targets.
Well, they do get the trade with BYF, so Peyton sells his ship for a cap, which is, for years I've told people in randoms, don't do this. Please don't do this.
Especially ranked.
But in this instance, it might work out for Resin after all.
Well, it certainly puts the pressure on Ayaya. They do have a ship advantage right now for the moment, but they are going to have to find a way to get into another cap. And you can see Resin rotating their Gdansk back towards C, sussing out a bit of a push on that flank now.
Well, their remaining ships over on the one line are looking a little rough, right?
Yep.
Akatsuki's Zhao basically really low. They're trying to catch Freiss again with the Ragnar radar. They're not getting him. He's headed the other way back towards mid. My suspicion is they'll bring Big Six's Marseille back as well, but we'll just have to see how they play it. Right now, it's the Daring, that's Yichu, that's headed towards the cap. Gdansk radar is available, but it doesn't quite cover the entire cap circle from where Eagle Lance is currently positioned.
Yeah, but he is luck chucking some torpedoes exactly where Ichu's probably going to go, figuring one of them is going to walk into the A cap.
Well, they figured correctly. It's only a 20-point lead here for Resin, down a ship, trying to find a way to stay into this game. These torpedoes are about to get picked up by everybody's hydro.
Yep, and there's the radar from Eagle Lance.
There's the radar. Yep.
Here comes the Dutch oven.
Ichiu managing to dodge the torpedoes. The torpedoes actually ran out of steam right at the edge of the cap circle there. Prince Vanarangi bombs falling in here.
I'm surprised. It's another time we haven't seen a player use defensive anti-air against the Dutch airstrike.
I think because of the way those Dutch airstrike works, I think a lot of players, and I'm on this list, frequently won't bother. Because once the planes are on their outbound cycle, they're immune to anti-aircraft fire at that point. So like you can't even get XP out of it anymore at that stage. It's really frustrating.
Well, the way I see it is if you take out one or two planes, you prevent certain bombs from dropping. Could have an impact.
Fair enough. So now Freiss gonna drive into the bottom, bring the Cassard into the bottom of the cap there. Each you gonna sit in the top of the cap, and now.
Another radar.
There's
what
another
do you know?
Another radar from the Gdansk. Going to see if they can get Yichu again. Going to push him off the cap. At a minimum, they're not going to let Ayaya have this cap, and they're going to try and preserve their lead. That's the main goal here.
Yes.
They're getting good damage on Yichu, whose last heal is coming up here in just a minute. But Moyo's Ragnar has returned from the one line.
I like that a lot, actually.
I
tag
really
him
like
out,
this
tag him
play.
in.
They're going to need this. They're going to need this radar. They're going to need this health.
Here comes the anti-air now from Juan. He knows he's low. He's already on, what, one or two fires? Two fires. His DCP is available, though.
Ragnar standing in. These torpedoes in front of him are not spotted. Everybody's hydro is offline.
Oh, he's going to take two.
He's going to take two of these.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, more big work out of these torpedoes. Those are Gdansk torpedoes.
Ayaya with the worst luck today so far, man.
Yeah. I don't
they
think
just keep taking them.
I don't think we've seen this many in the whole bloody event land in a single game. That's crazy.
And here comes yet another radar.
Here comes they want to know who it is now. Now catching the Ragnar here.
And Ichu.
But I think Eagles. Oh, they catch them both. Now, I think you try to pick up Yichu, but man, the Gdansk Eagle lands very low out there. I don't think you can risk that. I don't think you can open fire.
Check it out. We've got a theme coming here. We got a theme coming here, Raptor. You ready?
Oh no! Woo. Wow. Well, and they do bag the Ragnar at the top of the cap. That now there's only seconds left because now they're picking things up. Freiss, either sensing or knowing, suspecting these daring torpedoes were coming, he is bailing out, and it's going to be Resin that takes game one, Zaf.
What a battle.
That was a great battle. And when Peyton died so early, I was concerned, let's say. But I got to say, the fact that he was able to hang in there long enough to convert the cap, I think really made that impactful, because now you're kind of putting the clock on the game. If he doesn't get that cap, if he dies and they don't get the capture zone, it's a different game, a completely different game. But because now that he has, all they have to do is play defense, and anytime there's not an II ship sitting in that cap circle, they are able to tick up points. And that was the difference in this game. One of the few times I can remember trading a ship for a cap being a good play.
Yeah, well, at the same time, you know, we also have to recognize the brilliant torpedoes at the beginning from Resin, just completely catching Ayaya off guard to the point where they're immediately playing on the back foot. Instead of driving the match, now they're reacting to it.
Yeah, I mean, the destroyer torpedoes in that match out of Resin were a huge impact, like big impact, right? You just generally, we have not seen a lot of that in this tournament, right? That's the thing. With fewer battleships on the field, torpedoes tend to hit less because the ships they're trying to hit are smaller, more maneuverable, more likely to have hydro and see them coming. But that game, hydro didn't matter. How many? Thrice landed 4 or 5 torpedoes on ships that had hydro ticking, and it didn't matter. He was just like, nah, take some torpedoes.
Craziness. I'm curious. I'm curious here. Let me take a look at something. In that game we just saw, Rice had 80,000 potential damage, 33,000 spotting damage. And how many torpedoes did he hit? Does it show? No, I don't have that. Okay. I have a tool that allows me to pull up the game based on the replay and spit out a whole bunch of fun stuff. So he got just under 30,000 damage in the Cassard.
Well, he didn't use his guns very much, but it feels like the torpedoes were... It felt like he did more than that.
Oh, wait
Those French torpedoes are supposed to hit harder than that.
I can expand this. Okay, so
I'm genuinely curious.
28,360 damage with torpedoes, 563 on flood. He had 2 torpedo hits. 2 torpedo hits. Doesn't seem right. So that must have been... That doesn't seem right at all. That's not right at all. Well, maybe earlier it wasn't Peyton's torpedoes, or Frice's, it was Eagle Lance's Gdansk torpedoes that hit. Let's see.
Now that is possible, because the Gdansk we know had several.
He had 4 torpedo hits. Eagle Lance had 4 torpedo hits for 83,835 damage.
Okay, so it must have been the Gdansk torpedoes, not the Cassard ones that we saw hit those early destroyers. Which actually, now that I think about it, Zath, starts to make a little more sense. Because Gdansk torpedoes move like, what, 80 knots?
Yeah, they're really hard to dodge.
They're difficult to dodge, so that starts to make a little more sense now. Okay.
Yeah, Eagle Lance had 142,000 gun damage by itself.
No, I believe that. He was getting super work out of the guns, especially in smoke. He and the Prince Orange, Boomdiata, basically farmed out that Petro, right? Like the two of them just kept him lit on fire until he burned to the waterline. Yeah.
Very interesting. He got Boomdiata just under 21,000 bomb damage. Wow. I'm curious, but
you're right in that IIA definitely had some bad luck with torpedoes. You're not wrong. Now, with that said, anytime you take this many destroyers, you're going to have a lot of torpedoes flying around. Knowing where to lead them, knowing how to lead them, sometimes ends up generating a little bit of luck.
Right. I'll tell you, Peyton, almost 3.2 million potential damage.
Yeah, I believe all of that. They were pissed at him.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I belive all of it. All right, well, game 1 in the books. Going to game 2, headed to Northern Waters here in a minute. While we're in between games, briefly, I'll talk about giveaways on my channel. Of course, we talked about drops earlier in the cast. I'll hit that again very briefly, guys. 90 minutes today on my stream or Zaf stream will get you some econ bonuses and a permanent camo for tier 10 British. They're going to call it a battleship. It's a battle cruiser. St. Vincent. And then on my channel, one of my mods today, that's 4BF. God bless him. He's in a very different time zone than I am. But he is going to be up doing giveaways in between games. So when there's not a game on the screen, chances are there's a giveaway running. But I do my giveaways over on my Discord channel. I have a dedicated channel in my Discord for doing giveaways, and 4BF is going to be running those over there. So you'll have to join the Discord. You can type !Discord in my channel. You'll get a little link, take you over there. Join the giveaway channel, and you can enter those giveaways just by clicking a react emoji. Anytime there's a giveaway up, you'll get entered. The bot will draw some names, and my mods will message you with your winnings later on. Zaf, you run your giveaways a little different.
Yeah, I try to make it a little bit simpler. It's just on Twitch. All you have to do is be on my Twitch channel. You have to be a follower and just active, and that's it. I do multi-stream to YouTube, Rumble, and Kick as well. But for the bot that I use, the only way to do that is through Twitch. It just pulls the users, picks somebody, pulls the viewers, picks somebody, and then just eats out the code. So it's very simple. You don't have to worry about being present to claim your code or anything like that. It just gets messaged to you, delivered nice and easy. So it's easy for all parties, really. And on top of the giveaways that are happening both for Raptor on his Discord and me on my Twitch channel, we also have the Warship's official cast going. They've been releasing codes during the course of the day yesterday, and they've already released one code today. Those codes are for usually 250 community tokens. Yesterday, there were 4 of them. So
5.
Was it 5? Okay.
There were 5 yesterday.
So anyways, if you are paying attention, I'm trying to pin them in my chat whenever I see them, and just keep an idea on chat, keep an eye on it, and you can get in on some community tokens.
Now, one of my chatters, regular 4BF, pointing out Gdansk is the most expensive destroyer you can field, Zaf. But man, I feel like Resin got their money's worth that game. Yeah,
well, and it also kind of sells why people should maybe work their way up this line of ships. I'm not a big fan of the Gdansk, but a lot of people can really make her work with the guns and the torps. And the big thing about it, of course, is the smoke and the radar. So if it gets detected, it pops its I win button. It detects whatever spotted it with radar, and then it can smoke itself up so it can't be shot back. So it's a very potent boat.
I think what surprised me was how quickly the cooldown on that radar seemed to come back.
It did seem to come back really quick.
It makes me wonder if there was... I'm going to have to look at Eagle's build if he shows it up again in that boat. I'm really curious. I do not... Our memory serves, the radar... Okay, you get the radar on that line of ships on the 9 and the 10, not the 8. Or do you get it on the 8?
No, you get it on the 8. You get it on the 8.
You get on the 8, 9, and 10. It's a short duration radar. It's like 25 seconds, so it's not long. But I don't remember it having a short cooldown. But man, it certainly felt like it had a short cooldown there watching Eagle use it.
So I even looked back to see if he had consumable specialist, because I thought to myself, gee, that came up really quick as well. And he does not. His captain skills, grease the gears, preventive maintenance, last stand, superintendent, adrenaline rush, survivability expert, concealment expert, and radio location. He does not have consumable specialist.
Okay.
And in slot 2, he's running the surveillance radar modification 1, which makes sense. You want the radar to last longer.
Max duration. Yeah. All right. So we'll have a look at his build. If he plays Gdansk again this game, we'll have a look. Worst case, when this game is over, I'll go back to port for a minute and pull Gdansk up on my screen and have a look at the ship and actually like run it against another radar at tier 10 because I'm curious. All right, both teams here, both teams ready. My expectation is we're waiting on word from the official cast that it's time to go. So we will see shortly, but my suspicion is we'll be underway here in just a minute.
Let me see here. I can't remember if it lists the cooldown of the radar on the wiki. I'm looking. I don't think it does. Nope. Not that I can see, at least.
No, generally the wiki just tells you that the consumable is available, and then the various durations are not always easy to figure out based on the consumables.
Well, we got game 2 coming.
It varies. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do this. All right. Game 2 inbound, ladies and gentlemen. And nope, we are not going to get a chance to look at that Gdansk build again, but we can poke around in between games. All right, Zap, it's a pivotal game 2. Back to the wall. They're in green here, spawning on the top end of Northern Waters. Talk me through their lineup.
Yeah, so we've got Moyu in the Delny with Dazzle. Good choice, I think. That's going to be fun on this one. Yichu back in the Daring again. PreQ back in the Ragnar. BYF taking another expensive boat, the Puerto Rico this time. And then we've got RBQ's Zhao with unique upgrade. Akatsuki is now in a Marseille with Henri. And we've got Muan now in a Prince Ben Aranye saying, hey, I kind of like what you did to me last game. I want to do that back to you guys.
More.
All right. Tell us about Red.
Resin in red, spawning in the south side of Northern Waters here, fielding a 4 destroyer lineup, headlined by Big Six's Delny. He is speed boosting over here to A. He is backed up immediately at close range by Big Boy's Georg Hoffman. Again, a ship that is relatively new, that we were commenting on how uncommon we would probably never see this in King of the Sea. But in this instance, that 6-kilometer hydro it packs, somewhat impactful. Paired up with Mad Dog's Ragnar and Peyton's Des Moines. Zap, that is a whole lot of I really want to find destroyers and spot them and murder them going to one cap.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And the Hoffman we saw at that pivotal one-line island at A. We saw that come into great effect yesterday. Indeed.
Headed to the C flank, Eagle Lance's Z42. And Mabuki's Zhao, unique upgrade. And then for the moment, Boom Diana's Prince Oranji kind of hanging mid, now starting to kind of maybe turn over towards the A cap. I'm wondering if he's going to snuggle up to this island here along the 4 line. He's got, that 15-kilometer radius on his planes gives him a huge impact. He could probably just hang here for a spell and see how things shake out and then decide where he wants to deploy.
Yeah, I think both teams brought a Prince Van Oranje to deal with any possible Soviet radar, right? The 12-kilometer radar, Petrol, whatever. And so that island is a pretty safe spot to hit and farm out Petro that's on the opposite side, north of the A-cap or south of the A-cap, depending on the side. So neither team brought one of those, so it's kind of like, okay, well, we know where the Des Moines probably going to go from a Yaya's perspective, and I would imagine that Resin anticipates the Puerto Rico is going to go to the opposite spot. So I think both these cruisers are getting into position to Dutch oven.
First contact along the 1 line. The 2 Delnys discover each other in a position that probably has them a little uncomfortable as the Marseille begins to chip in on Big Six and really just slaps him around. Obviously pushes his reload booster. More shells, more of those big French HE shells coming down range. He is just trying to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, those shells missed.
Big Six doing a good job of just dodging incoming fire here. Drawing to a stop. Does take another good hit from the Marseille.
And a sticky fire, so he's going to be lit from farther away now.
They're trying, Zap, they're trying to, am I reading this right? They're trying to drive the Marseille to the island on the 1 line.
It looks like it. I think the plan was a little bit more cautious, but then now Big Six is there, and I mean, they're smelling blood in the water, man.
Well, I mean, I can get it. He finally does. The fire expires. He's finally dark. He's noticed that he's holding his damage control just to make sure he doesn't get lit again.
Yes.
And he hasn't. The Marseille is going to make it to this island, Zath, but
paying dearly for it.
He cost him well over half his HP. Coming up on 2/3 of his HP here, and he's sitting directly across from a Georg Hoffman, whose torpedoes could very quickly end his life if they're able to find a way to make that come together.
Ironically enough, we saw this yesterday with Bonks. They set a cruiser on the other side of a Hoffman on this island, and it eventually got farmed out to death.
Yep. Well, and now you see Boom Diata moving up in response to this with his Dutch oven planes. Like, nope, you are not going to get to sit here without getting harassed.
But you can see how narrow that drop rectangle is. Akatsuki is able to dodge most of that, actually all of it, by just pulling forward a bit.
Yep.
I'm surprised Moyu's just hanging out in Hoffman's hydro range. Like, okay, I'll just get shot at for free, no problem.
I mean, that's what he's doing.
Just feels so weird.
Yichu's daring, very exposed out here in the middle of the map. He moved all the way out here just to get some torpedoes downrange on Peyton's Des Moines position. Peyton's hydro has expired. For the moment, however, the Prince Orangi hydro kind of covering his back a little bit. We'll see how that plays out. So even when Big Boy's hydro expires, these two are absolutely going to be proxy spotting each other. They know exactly where Moyu is. They know exactly where Akatsuki is. Torpedoes now going to be picked up by the hydro. In fact, the Ragnar, Prey Q's Ragnar now out in mid, well spotted.
Well, he's opening up in Big Boy 69's Hoffman. They're trying to just do something about it, but Ayaya's not in a real position to do anything, frankly. So they're just losing more hit points trying to help a teammate who's already dead.
You say that, but they're making a play for Czaf. It's slow, it's measured, but it's coming, right? RBQ's push down the 10 line. Muon's Prince Orangi coming down the 7 line, spearheaded by Yichu's Daring, who they've rotated over from the A-cap. They're going to be stepping onto C here in the next 60 seconds or so.
Sure.
Feels like Resin's game really kind of hinges on getting this Marseille out of position, or out of position, killing it. Once they do, however, life starts to feel a lot better. Oh, massive Marseille salvo. Massive Prince Orangi salvo there coming in on Resin's cruisers.
Yep, we saw that. I saw the first shell coming in, didn't do as much, but I think Akatsuki had his reload booster going, knowing Boom Diata is kind of stuck broadside to him. Took advantage of that.
He did. Big hits there. Ranji having to retreat now.
BYS Puerto Rico getting involved now.
They got him lit, so he was dark for a moment, but the fire on his stern absolutely keeps him lit now, and I suspect they're going to cling Boom Diata up here in a minute. They're never going to let him live if they can help it.
No, he's in a very important piece to get off the board, because then Kotsky is a lot safer now in his Marseille.
Puerto Rico AP falling in, all falls astern.
Now they're not going to come away with that kill. Boom Diata lives to bomb another day.
Torpedoes crawling up Eagle Lance's stern while his hydro's ticking. He knows now there's somebody over there. In fact, they've got the Daring lit on his hydro.
Yep.
So they now know that IIM making a play, threatening the C-cap. They got some good damage into RBQ's Zhao there.
Even better damage.
Salvo. Yeah, Zhao's AP is no joke. If you show him the opportunity, he's gonna make it.
Big boy grabs Akatsuki. Yeah, he went too far forward.
They charged him, and they got him.
Wow.
Mr. President, we got him.
That's right.
That frees Resin up. You can already see Peyton rounding the corner. Big boy.
Here's RBQ.
Big boy very, very low. Big boy's gonna burn out, but they do bag the Zhao on the 10 line.
Yeah.
And if Mabuki can stay in the game, that's a big deal.
He just finished his heal, and his DCP is down.
Well, he's got torpedoes coming in, but his hydro's up so he can see them. But on the map edge, can he avoid them?
Yeah, he'll be okay.
No. Ooh, this is gonna be close, kids.
Called it. He's fine.
All right, just like that, III down a ship, but working to get up a cap here.
I like Prey Q. Look at Prey Q. Like, leave my friend alone.
Yeah, Eagle Lance in a bit of a pickle here. The Ragnar has moved over to cause him particular trouble. He's spotted now as well. Oh man, the Z42 AP doing good work against the Ragnar there, Zaf.
Yep. Radar's expiring, but Eagle Lance is shooting, so...
Yeah, Eagle, I think, has just decided I'm going to go out here, but I'm going to get max damage into this Ragnar before I do.
Very nice salvo in from Umdiata, by the way.
Yeah.
It's going to probably be a trade now.
I think they realize they can trade Eagle for the Ragnar, and if they can pull that off, they'll be happy with it, and they do.
Final shell from the Zhao, from Mabuki.
Mabuki Zhao takes care of it. Now we're at a point where Resin can afford to trade ships because they have a ship advantage, and now they have a 2-ship advantage.
Yeah.
The Puerto Rico goes out. Zaf, he had a lot of health.
He did, but he got Dutch ovened.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe they were able to kill BYF that quickly. That Puerto Rico was super healthy a little while ago.
Yeah, well, now he's super not.
I was starting to get concerned again, Zath. I kept looking at the C push going, I don't know about this. Are they going to be able to hold? And turns out, yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, because Resin's up a game, I'm personally rooting for a Yaya so we get to a game 3. But I don't know that that's going to happen.
It does not look good right now, Zath. If they were tied on ships, I would say it would be more interesting. But down a ship like this, they're in trouble.
Yeah, Moyu trying to get into the ACAP, but Hayden and Big Six are both there to receive that, so.
Yeah, well, they know that Moyu's beat up. Big Six trying to back up a little bit, get some spots on him, maybe get him to open up his guns again. They're going to catch a brief glimpse of each other here. Or is the Rock going to be just perfectly positioned that they never quite make it?
They'll spot in a second.
So far, they haven't managed it, but it's going to happen probably right about here. There it is. Go. They do finally catch a glimpse. He's trying to bait Moyo into firing. There it is. Now he can get out of here, and that'll give Peyton plenty of salvos to work up.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just trying to trade Big Six for this Delny, Zath. They're trying to clean this Delny up so they can pull Peyton off this side of the map completely.
Both Delnys are out of heals. Yeah, Big Six just lazily pulls forward and done.
They've got Mabuki trapped in the corner of the map. Muon's Oranji trying to take care of him here. The other Oranji throwing AP into his broadside and getting good work out of it right there. In fact, Muon's going to burn down. No, he's not. They do finally bag Moyo's Delny way over on the 1 line as the Zhao is going to clean up the other Oranji way down in the corner, Zath. That's going to be it. There's no way II's getting back in this game with just a daring.
That's it.
Wow. Such a strong board position, Zath, and Resin had just seemingly all the right answers at the right time.
That they did. I really struggle with the Marseille push onto that rock. I think that completely messed everything up. What's weird about it is Ayaya took advantage of Bonks doing that to them yesterday.
Yeah.
So why would you do what the opponent did and lost?
I don't know, Zath. It's an interesting question. You know, you and I talked briefly yesterday. I'll come back to this point in a minute. Right now, congrats to Resin. Congrats to Resin. 2-0 winners here in the losers bracket final. They have earned the honor and privilege, Zath, of the rematch against TWA in the grand finals. We'll see them again in just a few minutes.
That's right.
You and I talked earlier in the event. I don't know if it was yesterday or last weekend. I think it was yesterday, but I don't recall anymore. About linchpins, right? Ship positions that as a game develops, you can look at a map and go, that's it. If I can kill this MFer, right? My opponent's whole board position disintegrates and and it frees up everything. I can reallocate resources. And in this case, the Marseille was 100% that board piece for Ayaya, and it was a board piece that they put in that position voluntarily. That I think is unusual.
Well, like I said, I think they saw the opportunity to get an early pick, and they pushed hard to get that early pick, and they could not get that early pick. I mean, it possibly could have been a different game had they managed to get rid of Big Boy's Delney, but they just couldn't. So it's a situation where possibly that ship kind of baited them into doing something that they didn't want to do originally, because usually you don't just YOLO charge that island early especially against the Hoffman, because again, I saw that play yesterday because they did it to Bonks as the Hoffman, right, with the Hoffman. So yes! Come on, you know what they're going to do with it. So to me, it just feels kind of weird that AI will be like, well, that's fine, we're just going to skill gap them. You can't skill gap a number one team on any server, guys. You just can't do it. You just can't do it, okay? So, like, it just felt weird to see them say, okay, well, we're just going to go and full send the Marseillan without any other support, you know? And then later, while the Marseille's sitting there getting hammered, you've got the Delney guy that's just running around in the Hydro saying, shoot me instead, please. Why?
Yeah, like he sort of had support, right? Because there was the Delney nearby,
right?
But it was not extensive support by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
And yeah, just very, very surprising to me, kind of the way that was allowed to evolve. They got so much free damage on that Delney, on Moy's on that Del. I can't remember the player's name right now, but yeah, like it's wild. You just don't see that very often.
No, you don't.
Usually it's like, I'm in a destroyer. I'm lit. I should work to not be lit. Right. And he was like, nah, it's cool. I'm just going to chill here. Now, I think to some extent, going back to your point about close support, while he was in the vicinity, the Hoffman he can't really push, can he? That's a tough position. A Marseille supported by another close aboard destroyer is a much more challenging proposition than, the Delney effed off and left the Marseille by himself. Okay, now I'm going to go get this guy, which I think is eventually what happened.
So I just felt that one felt bad. And then on the other side, a bit of a misplay as well, in my opinion, for Ayaya's cruiser, the Zhao that was pushing down the 10 line. You know, he got into a really sticky situation, and credit where credit's due. I think that was Eagle Lance in the Z42 in a brilliant position to not only hydro lock their home cap, the C cap, but also be able to shoot AP into the broadside of the Zhao to the point where, okay, now he's going to have to kite away, turn. But as he's turning, now he's showing broadside to Mabuki's Zhao, and he gets clobbered for it. So that was really cool to see. Very good plays by Resin there. They absolutely earned the right to go to the grand finals.
Absolutely. I love seeing Z42 get some love at this event, Zath, because it's one of my favorite destroyers. Those little tiny German guns, you don't think about it. You know, that quick rate of fire, the individual shells don't do that much damage, but it's got a lot of them. And you know, when allowed, when disrespected, or maybe when you just put as you're pointing out, when Eagle Lance, you know, you put the ship in a good position, you can kind of force mistakes on your opponent by swapping to the AP, and suddenly, next thing you know, bam, you are down 10,000 HP because he's just full penning the bejesus out of you.
That's right. That's right. We also saw Prince Banneranier getting slapped a little bit. So, I mean, a lot of really big hits there, and no battleship. So it kind of shows you don't really kind of need a battleship so much, right? To be able to make those key plays still.
There is a valid argument, and we've seen it many, many times over the course of this event, that bringing a battleship is a liability. It's generally, they're slower, more vulnerable to torpedoes, in an environment where we know the opposing team is going to have more than one destroyer almost every time. Very rarely have we seen one destroyer comps in the tournament up to this point. There have been a couple, but they are few and far between.
That's right.
So battleships, because of how expensive they are, let me run if you do a little comparison here. If you're used to watching King of the Sea, we don't have this point system. Put the point system up real quick. Okay. So this point system is what differentiates Warship Masters from traditional high-tier competitive play in World of Warships. When you play King of the Sea, or most tournament play, there is a class limit. You are allowed to take up to 2 battleships, for example. That's generally, that's King of the Sea rules in 7v7. When you're allowed to take battleships, you're going to take it. Why? Because you're going to move them to opposite sides of the map and look for the ability to do big damage on people that are sleeping or not paying attention or get caught out of position or whatever. And that's what they're good for. They have that aura of power they project around them because it's a lot of health to chew through. They're big guns, you know, so on and so forth. Okay. But now in a world with this point system where I have to pay to field a battleship, how do I afford 2 of them? That's crazy. That's tough. And when I can afford 2, like the cheapest battleship is 17 points.
Yep.
That for 17 points, I could have a Napoli. For 17 points, I could have a Marseille, right? For 15 points, I could have a Puerto Rico. Why would I take a battleship? So,
yeah,
man, it's tough to field a battleship in this tournament. And certainly, it's virtually impossible to field more than 1 and still have an effective lineup to put around him because you just don't see it. It's impossible.
So I was taking a look at Discord, Raptor. We have 30 minutes until our game.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, they want 30 minutes between the first and second set. Remember, guys,
what a
that
waste of time.
Wargaming Official, of course, is also streaming. And what they like to do on Grand Finals days is make special announcements and things like that. And because of the way that this tournament is set up, if you think about it, we might not have a Grand Final round 2. So if they're looking to do anything special, this is the only time they can do it. So what I'm thinking of doing is pulling down a replay, kind of like what we did last week, I think it was Sunday, while we waited for the playoffs to begin. And maybe we can take a look at the game, one of the games we just saw from the player's perspective. Do you have a preference of which of those 2 games?
No.
Someone clip that for a second, please.
Man, I did not get up at 5:30 on a Sunday morning to sit around with in my hand for 30 minutes while, man, come on. So, Zach, one of the reasons that I have personally enjoyed casting tabletop card gaming tournaments so much recently, there's the entire point of the event is to minimize downtime. And then I come back and I do warships, and wargaming is like, hold my beer. Like, what the is this garbage, man?
Emphasis on the hold part.
Yeah, quite literally emphasis on the hold part. Oh my God. All right, well, apologies, guys. We don't get a say. Yay.
Nope. But what we do get is some time to hang out, I guess. And
I guess
I'm gonna pull up I guess I can pull up the first game first, because we're gonna have time to do both, frankly.
Are you gonna You're gonna do full replays of like the player perspective?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Something to do. I mean, otherwise, what are we gonna do? Just sit here and gab forever? You know what I mean? Like,
no, a family-friendly stream. I'm not gonna make that hand motion, but yes.
Yeah. So, I'll do that, and if you want, I can stream it to you, or if you want to load it up. Whatever you want to do.
Go ahead. My frustration is more that they don't warn us about this in advance. If they warn me about this in advance, right, I know going in that I have to fill this gap. And like before, you and I can do something. Like, remember when we did King of the Sea last year? We did that whole thing where we went back and we highlighted like some of our favorite games from years past, right? If I had known I had a half hour to kill, we could have done something like that. Or I don't know what it would have looked like. You and I could have brainstormed something cool to fill the time.
Well, I mean,
no.
Okay. Well, crap, because it's so early in the morning, I don't think brawls are open. I was gonna say, you and I could go do a 2v2 brawl or something. Or,
no, like quite literally. Well, I'm on the press. I'd have to change accounts, but
yeah, both of us would, yeah.
Let's see. Let's look at the information here. Does it tell me? No. Well, since there's no reason for me to sit in the game right now. I'm gonna reload the game client.
Go for it.
On my account, and I'll go look and see if brawls are open.
All right. In the meantime, I got the game up, and I'll just let it start.
Okay.
But I agree with you. Sharing the run of show with the people who are also along for the show would be nice.
Yeah, we'll add that to our feedback.
Yes.
I'm used to them building in. I'm used to them building in some gaps, but traditionally, either they do it in between games.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we're going to build an extra 5 to 8 minute delay in here so we can do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I've ever seen them kill an entire half hour. That's just crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
No, brawls are not open. Session starts in 4 hours.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ops are open, of course, and obviously ranked starts in 5 hours. Yeah, so yeah, no. Everything is closed. Come back tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Warships is closed.
Maybe you come back later.
maybe you come back tomorrow, eh?
Oh my goodness. That was like when I was in Egypt a few years ago, and everybody wanted to, you know, take me places with their camel, and they're like, maybe later?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, maybe later. Go away.
I'm gonna leave you with hope, but with the knowledge that I will be doing nothing.
That's right. That's right. The hope is a lie.
The hope is a lie. I have the same experience when I sail through the Caribbean, right? Like, it's tough. All right, let me try and pull your thing up here. Hold on. I need this guy. Nope. All right, can you hear? Yeah, okay, they can hear me now. All right, they can hear you too.
Can you hear me now? Good.
There we go. All right, we're all looking. Who are we looking at? Is this Eagle Land? No, this is Price's replay.
This is Price's Cassard. Yeah.
Okay. This will actually be good. I'm actually curious to see the game from his perspective.
Yep. And he's playing at 100 frames per second. Interesting. And you can see again the radio location cones being drawn on the minimap. So
that's a mod I should install. I don't have that one.
yeah, there's a number that are very handy. Now, it's interesting, the minimap's not showing the torpedoes as they fire. It's probably just a replay thing.
You're right, Zath. It's going to be those Gdansk torpedoes that catch those destroyers early.
It looks like it, yeah. Because remember,
Yeah,
I looked it up, and Frice only had 2.
Yeah. And I think his 2 are the 2 that he lands on the bow of the Howden Liu out here in a little bit.
Yeah, that would make sense. Now you can see a lot of radio location pings as well on the other side.
Forces ennemies repérées à l'horizon.
But aside from those initial torpedo hits, they still have no information about the enemy.
No.
Nope, there's the
Boost
Zao.
des moteurs activés.
So as soon as you see the Zao, you know that's the kite flank. So you know
Of
the
course.
bulk is going to be the opposite end.
But that's the thing, is they have 2 Zaos. So do you know, are they both on that flank? How have they split them? You don't know
Right.
just yet.
That's a good point. They do have 2.
One of the things that I do like about watching replays from this perspective is you're seeing the information that the team has in the real time that they learn it. And I think there's a lot of value in that because, again, you know, I point out when we cast these things, you know, as you know, the caster view that we have is kind of like, you know, the Eye of Sauron. We can see it all. We have the ability to toggle which view that we see, and we do that on occasion. But in general, you and I like to just play with, you know, hey, just give it to me all, right? The guys on the field, though, we have to constantly remember that they don't necessarily have that luxury.
Yeah. Once upon a time, we were forced into that, right? Once upon a time,
Yes.
heck, we were even had to get ourselves team killed. Like we had to crash into each other,
Yeah.
or get team killed in order to spectate.
Yeah.
And so there used to be, I mean, we could only see our team's torpedoes, our team's whatever. We couldn't even tell if hydro was being used or radar or other consumables.
You and I have been doing this since the bad old days, right? When there were all kinds of things that you could and couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, used to, we had to spawn and tell each other where, you know, I'd be like, so Zath, where is such and such destroyer? We haven't seen him in a while. And you'd say something like, oh, you're going to see him soon. You know?
Yeah. Those were my favorite moments when Zath would, or when Raptor would be like, Zath, where is so-and-so? And I'm like, oh, you'll see them in a moment.
Yeah, exactly. Bam, there he is, you know?
But we'd have to say things like, hey, Raptor, go look over here. Trust me. You know? And he'd have to go move the camera and...
Right. Go set your camera up at sea. It's going to get interesting in a minute. You know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the casting tools have come a long way, right? I remember going to my very first CC summit in St. Petersburg in summer of 19. And were you there when we did the a little breakout session with Mimi? Were you part of that?
I can't remember. I think so.
So they took a bunch of us aside who did competitive casting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember Flambass was in there. I thought you were there. I think Flamu was there because at the time those guys were doing a bunch of competitive casting, and you remember Mini Missile, right? Who was one of the most amazing devs on that team. She was a big proponent of competitive play, and constantly worked with us to try to come up with better tools to put into the training room that would allow us to do cool things. She was the one that added the ability for us to kind of, you know, see it all, have the toggle between the two, all these kinds of things. That's all of the tools that many of the tools that we have today as competitive casters come from those early days of her dedication to making it happen. And I remember that because I remember sitting in that room and her proposing all of this stuff, and our eyes are lighting up. Like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. Like, please give us this, please give us that. We would love that capability. All these
finally they listened to us kind of reaction.
Yeah. And I was always left with the impression that she was doing some of that kind of on her own time. Like, it wasn't the sort of thing that was officially sanctioned, let's say, but man, it was great having somebody on the dev team who took it that seriously, who was that dedicated to it.
Wargaming culture has typically been, okay, you've got your various jobs, your tasks, whatever, and you are considered the stakeholder for that job, that project, but they're perfectly open. If you want to grab another project to build something, to take the initiative on that, you can. And of course, in the corporate world, that has an impact on your, review, pay, blah, 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 right? So the idea is that they want you to volunteer. Hey, raise your hand. I want to do that. There goes Peyton. And so I'm sure Mimi saw this as an opportunity. Here's something that's lacking in the game right now. I know I can make this happen. I'm going to become the stakeholder of this project, and we're going to bring this on. So that was awesome.
Yep.
And there goes the Petro.
She was one of the best. I remember, guys, one of my favorite pictures from that event in 2019 was from meeting her, because that was just awesome. It was so nice to connect with somebody on the dev team who had the same passion for competitive play, tournament play, and more importantly, from my perspective, showcasing the game, right? Like, when we do these big tournaments, you get a lot of eyeballs on the game. So how do we make it look better? How do we make it easier to follow? How do we make it something that players can understand? And each of these brought a different challenge, and having somebody on the team who who was just as interested as you were in, you know, how do we bridge this gap, always felt really, really good. It was nice.
Absolutely. So now radio location shifted. They know the Howdens moved. Go ahead.
Yes. I was about to say that nearby radar mod is something I'm going to have to look into. That feels like cheating, but I like it.
The circles or what? Or the nearby radars?
No. That little box that says nearby radars. Like, I'm like, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, there was an older minimap mod that I used by Battleframe. I think that was the name. But when the server split happened, I think they were they were on the Russian server. So development ceased on that because obviously they're developing for a different client now. So we got this instead. But I preferred the other one. It was a better integrated kind of feel, but this is okay.
Yep. For those of you that might just be joining, guys, we're watching a replay of an earlier game. We have another 15 minutes until the grand finals begin. So Zaf has blessedly kind of taken pity on me and my general disgust for how our time is being managed or not managed today. By pulling down the replay. This is game 2 of the series that we just... No, game 1.
Game 1.
This is game 1. This is game 1 of the series that we just finished between Resin and Ayaya, the losers bracket final. This is the perspective of one of Resin's destroyers. They took a Cassard. This is Frice.
Yep.
We're getting to the late game now. It's a 50-point lead here for these guys. And Frice is realizing that they're trying to step into this cap. And he's like, nah, I'm not going to tolerate this. You can sit in the cap, but you will not convert it, and we are going to continue to tick up our lead, and that's all you get.
Now, the nice thing about Frice being in this position is it frees up Eagle Lance and the Gdansk to sit where he's at, smoke and radar, and continue shooting. So, you know, Frice doesn't have to do anything here, but just play, you know, radio location picket, right? Where are they moving? Have we seen the needle switch? There's Pre-Q's Ragnar now. He's opening up on the Gdansk. That's his radar catching him. And I think Frice is going to be detected here in a moment.
No, I don't think he ever gets detected in this position, but I think they know exactly where he has to be.
Well, sure.
And certainly there are some torpedoes that come, you know, floating out of this corner that it becomes obvious where he is. I mean... Somebody in my chat asking if these teams use voice chat to coordinate. 100% absolutely unquestionably yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All competitive teams in this game pretty much use voice chat of some fashion. Discord is generally the tool of the day.
Yes.
Many moons ago we used
TeamSpeak.
TeamSpeak, I believe, yes.
Do you remember the Beat the Pro tournaments?
I vaguely remember this, yes.
One of my favorite tournaments because you had these different boosters that you could, you know, use to impact the game. Like the enemy team can't play a battleship, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there was one of my favorites, personal favorites, was native language mode. So EU teams aren't necessarily all English made, you know, primary language English.
I remember this.
So it was, I think it was, how was it, Throw? I think it was Throw that I covered, and they were native language mode, so we had to listen. There was like a Japanese woman, there was Germans, there were Finns, there were like and everybody was speaking. They had to speak in their native language, and we got to listen in on the Discord when they did it. That was so freaking fun to do.
That would have been entertaining. I admit that would have been entertaining.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you gonna do? You just gonna load up the next match?
Might as well. We have we have some time, don't we? Still.
We definitely have some time. They have finished picking band ships and map rotations, so we can.
Okay.
We can at some point we can get to where we talk about all of that if you would like.
Gotcha. This game is pretty quick, so I think we'll load this one first, and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure,
this one's going to be from Ayaya's perspective, and this is the second game. I really want to see what Ayaya's commands were and what they were trying to do.
Which ship are we going to be looking over?
Looks like the Daring. So each team has to submit one replay. I like this one. Yeah,
correct.
So we get to watch from Yichu's perspective in the Daring. So yeah, the first game felt very more kind of just almost traditional COTS, just minus the, you know, the smoke stuff, right? A lot of positioning, a lot of luck chuck torps, couple very lucky huge torpedo salvos that you know, trip up the enemy team and kept Resin in the driver's seat the whole time, really.
Yeah.
Now, some teams, you can tell what they're doing by clicking on the mini-map. So we'll see if they do that at the start or not. I had a comment on my chat saying that at this point, Ayaya just wanted to do their game, and they were going to do it no matter what.
I mean, that's entirely reasonable if that's where we landed. It seems odd, though. Generally, you have to react to what your opponent is doing. That's just the name of the game. All right, let's go ahead and set this up.
So a couple of clicks over at Charlie 2 Island. That's probably telling the Marseille you're going to go this way.
You're not actually streaming the game, by the way.
Oh, am I not? Oh,
Nope.
oh, okay. Hold on.
I'm seeing
I'm
your
sorry.
camera.
No, it's because I have to. When the game is done, Warships closes. The client closes, and so Discord closes the stream.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I forgot.
That's okay.
I'm not used to streaming replays on Discord.
There we go. All right, let's put this back up.
Yeah. Thanks for saying something.
You're good. Hang on a minute, guys. We'll get it up. There it is. No, why am I not seeing that? Why is this not? What the hell? Oh, I turned the thing off. Okay, there we go. It's up now. Okay, please continue. My apologies.
Professional streamer. So,
Professional streamer.
God, what are all those things for? We think they're going there. Or there. Okay, that's where they think the Hoffman's going to go. Either one of those two spots. Either the island south of Eyeline or the middle island there. Ichu is going to that position to try to see, is the Hoffman going to go there? So they don't know where the Hoffman's going to go yet. Again, it just feels odd because they had a Hoffman on this map, and they sent the Hoffman to the same place that Resin did. So
Yeah.
maybe they're 5D chessing it, right? Knowing that they know that we know that they know that we know, we're gonna do this. Des Moines detected. There's the Delny.
Reporting a target's position.
Yeah, the Delnys, I watched that Delny engagement happen. I could see them, I could see the island. I was like, this is where first contact is coming, 100%.
That's right.
Yeah, I liked Yichu's daring position in this match because he kind of took this bold line here early, pushing torpedoes in from a direction that you wouldn't necessarily otherwise expect. And then he kind of hung around mid, and then they were able to quickly. Ooh, he took a good hit from the Orange there. Quickly sort of redeploy him over to C, which generally, if you send multiple destroyers over to A, it takes a notable amount of time to get them over to the C cap. And of course, daring doesn't have a speed boost, no engine boost there. So, but he's already in mid. He's already 2 lines closer to where he needs to be.
Yes.
And so it's like, all right, well, I could just turn and go do my thing.
Well, his positioning is to get a pick on the south of the middle island. They're assuming the Hoffman goes to the middle island.
Yeah.
That's what that's all about. Is you've got a firing angle here to the pick, and then you've got the Prince Venerani as well, and possibly the Puerto Rico. So that's the idea with this play. We see a lot of teams like to do that. The Hoffman is now detected. We also saw him do something kind of interesting too. I don't know if you caught it. He shot first, got spotted, then smoked. Usually I tell people, don't ever do that in replay analysis, right? Because you don't want to tell a radar cruiser, hey, I'm right here and I'm in your radar so you can defeat my smoke. Just press your I win button. He did it, I think, on purpose to try to bait out Peyton's Des Moines radar when he knew it wouldn't catch anything else. Very interesting.
Yeah. Finals room is up, by the way.
Okay.
There's nobody. Oh, I'm in the wrong account. Derp. Gotta change accounts.
So,
my mistake.
Oh, they're on the NA server, aren't they? That's right.
Yes, correct.
All right. Well, they said it starts at 15. That's their aim.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes. They were not. The teams were not in there and like fully readied up or anything. We got time.
All right.
You may have to speed up through some of this at some point, though.
Right. Yeah, I thought the game was. I think there's about 6 minutes left in it. So yeah, I'll put it on one level here, just speed it up slightly.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes to starboard.
Yeah, because there's not going to be much happening with this daring for a hot minute.
No. So they're saying, okay, we think the Sed 42 is here, and the Zao is going to keep going down the 10 line. That's what those commands were right there.
Mm-hmm.
Marseille is still there, continuing to be farmed out. That's when they brought the Ragnar back to try to help.
Now, the play that I'm watching for, because I missed it in the live game, is when the Hoffman makes his move.
Yeah, I missed it too, because we were both spectating over on this flank, because that's where the action was.
We were busy on this flank.
And I guess it kind of makes sense because, you know, when you're in a big fight, there's oftentimes a lot of voice comms, things get overloaded, and it's very easy to neglect what's happening by you because you're listening and looking at the minimap.
Yep.
Okay, so Ichi's going to go into the cap now. He's going to back in.
He's going to try to back in, but before he gets there,
there it is.
He's going to get picked up on Hydro. Yep.
He spots
Eagle
the
Lance's Hydro
Z42.
comes up. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't actually spot it. He just knows from the smoke in the Hydro. Oh, okay. He actually. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see it on the map now.
He got the spotting ribbon.
Oh, I see it now. There's the Marseille. Watch, watch, watch. See it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Marseille peek. He peeks around the corner too far.
Yes.
And that's when Big Boy makes his move. And by that point, the Delny has backed off too far to be of decisive assistance in that engagement.
Right. Now they're saying, okay, we think the Des Moines going to go up there. But Peyton just goes right through the channel after capping A.
I would not delay too much on getting in the room.
Okay.
Both teams are here. They're mostly ready.
Okay.
Smoke generator activated.
Let's just kind of get through this. We got 2 minutes, so... Pew, 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 pew. I mean, the game's pretty much all over anyways.
The game's over at this point anyway. Like...
All right. Prepare to fast forward. Fast forwarding, sir.
I always drink coffee when I watch radar. Everybody knows this.
Of course we do, sir.
Of course we do, sir.
All right. Please let them know I'm coming, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah, hang on a minute.
Thank you.
Let me come back over to here.
Alrighty then. So this is going to be TWA versus Resin. I got to do my fancy programming stuff.
Yep. Okay, there we go. I got all that turned back on. I can see your smiling face again.
Oh, boy.
Awesome. All right, guys. Real briefly, let's talk about the series we're about to see. We are, of course, in the grand finals. We're going to be looking at Resin and TWA, a rematch from earlier, the earlier winners bracket final. Only now we are in a best of 5. Here's your map rotation. Both teams banning... there were no map bans here, so I guess the map ban part is irrelevant. All 5 maps in the rotation. There are ship bans. We can talk about that.
Sure.
TWA banning Svea and Resin banning Des Moines.
Interesting picks. Makes perfect sense.
Excellent.
Yep, I'm in. Thank you.
Good. So best of 5. Again, guys, we'll say this. We said at the top of the stream, but maybe you're joining a little late. We'll say it again just to make sure everybody hears it. It might be the last series of the day. It might not be. If TWA wins this best of 5, we're done. They're the grand victors. Resin gets second place. Everybody goes home and high fives each other. If Resin can win this series, then we will play an additional best of 3 between these exact same 2 teams to determine who is the actual winner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to update my schedule thing because we now know who is all the shenanigans.
Yep.
There we go. Nailed it.
Yay! For nailing it.
We are nailing it today.
Woo! Yeah, my chat said you should have something in the back pocket in case there's another 30-minute break.
If there's another 30-minute break, I think I'm going to bust out the knives and start like just murdering people.
Raptor with knives. Now that's an interesting thought.
Yeah, I'm more of a handgun kind of guy, really. Let's be honest, but you know, sometimes you just have to get personal, Zath.
I gotta say, after firing your Arasaka, yeah,
Ginger's Arasaka.
Ginger's Arasaka.
That's my wife's gun.
Me likey.
It's expensive. It's like $2 a round, but it's a fun little sidearm.
Yeah,
well, it's not a sidearm. It's a fun rifle.
It is. Speaking of fun, the fun's about to begin, Raptor.
The fun is about to begin. Oh, I did not. You know what? I didn't write down. I didn't write down. Okay, but now I know. We're using the main spawn for this one. I'll clean it up after this. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time. The moment has arrived. The grand finals is upon us. Let's head to Sleeping Giant and see who was going to go home a winner here in Warship Masters 2025. TWA, they've had quite a break, Zath. They've been waiting for many hours now to figure out who it is they're going to play in this match. Their old friends Resin are back. Let's have a look over their lineup. Running a triple destroyer lineup. We're looking at Sakiko's hull here. Okay, a little bit of range action. Vile's Daring. More of a gunboat build, RPF. Solitude's Ragnar, again with the range, and no RPF on the Ragnar. Okay. Amugu's Venezia, unique upgrade. Kinemad's Henri Catra, also unique upgrade. Have to look into that one. Howlu, Messi, unique upgrade. And Silverblade in a Bungo.
Oh my goodness, it's a battleship, everyone.
It is indeed. Talk to me about Resin's lineup in red, Zath.
All right. To the south is Resin NA's #1 team. We've got Eagle Lance in the Gdansk and Freiss in the Grozovoy this time. So they're not going to do the exact same thing that they did before, both using special commanders and their special skills. Remember that the legendary commander's talents are not available in a training room environment, but the buffed skills are. Peyton the Rockhider is in a Howden we've got Legend of Formula, also in Napoli with Cincinnati. We've got Mabuki in a Venezia with unique upgrade in Cincinnati. Boomdiata in a Prince Van Oranje. And finally, Mad Dog is in a Z42 at Lutjens with all the utility. Look at that. Cool.
Double Venezia is over on the 10 line, Zath. That's going to be entertaining to watch.
Yeah, both teams looking like they're going to do the kite away thing over on the C side on the 910, and they're going to put the bulk in the middle and the 1-2 line. So it's going to be fun. Solitude, you mentioned no radiolocation. So for Ragnar, of course, if it gets detected, it can stealth radar, so it can just pop its I-win button and see who's detecting it. But you miss out on that extra information you can provide for your teammates. Now, if you look at Sakiko is using radiolocation. So Sakiko found room in the build for that, and that allows Solitude instead to go for the range upgrade, and he can take reload for slot 6 instead of range for slot 6. I think that's the play there. Try to get the Ragnar's range out so that it can farm from medium to long range.
Now, one thing that we saw Resin do last game, that they're doing again this game, as the Venezias begin to trade shots very early over here on the 10 line, they're not diving the ACAP, right? Very commonly up in the tournament, we've seen teams just on Sleeping Giant, they just crash the ACAP. Not happening here. Not from either team. In fact, I really like how Resin has defended this cap with Boomdiata and Eagle's position. We saw this literally just an hour ago in game 1 of their previous series, basically mimicking the same thing here.
I gotta ask, did Solitude see this? Because he's gonna take 3 torpedoes.
Oh, he's gonna take 3 of them. Wow.
Eagle Lance is like, can I get him? Can I get him? He pops his radar and nothing.
No, he's out of the radar range.
Oof.
They're gonna catch a brief glimpse, maybe? No, they don't even catch the glimpse.
It's funny because at the start of this, I was fixing to say that even though TWA had a break, a long break, because they were done yesterday early, right? They didn't play in the losers bracket at all that we followed afterwards. You know, they've got all the time in the world to watch streams, yours, mine, whatever, download replays, replay renders, do some, you know, tactics and talk about what the other teams do. We just saw Resin do the same thing that they did against Ayaya just moments ago.
An hour ago.
Yeah, an hour ago. They had plenty of time to watch either of our streams, download the replays, watch it themselves.
They could have watched it live.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And because it's TWA, it's EU, it's their, you know, it's dinner time, just after dinner time. It's
afternoon.
Yeah. Well, it's not dinner. Yeah, it's afternoon. So anyway.
Yeah. Well,
some of them were at tea
Ragnar
time.
Just camped out right here. He's spotted now. Okay, now they're going to catch him on the Gdansk radar, but nobody has shots. Nobody can fire at him.
Well, Boombiata's trying.
They know he's there. Boombiata might be the only one who could sneak some shells over. They're going to try and hit him with the Howden Liu bombs.
Ooh.
They do get some shots on him.
DCP?
So they're going to try and cross drop him here with the Howden Liu bombs and the Oranji bombs.
So many bombs, the game's not even rendering them.
Yeah, there's just so many. But Solitude has already burned through 2 of his heals, and he's still not at a third of his HP.
Well, those torpedoes do heavy damage.
What I love about Eagle Lance's position is he's like, we've pushed this guy back. He's a risk. We can grab A now. We can change our strategy enough to grab A. Poor Peyton Zath, 2 games in a row. Look at him just getting Dutch ovened here like crazy.
Yep. And he purposely holds his DCP so that he can try to make sure he doesn't get set on a sticky fire from that.
Yep.
But,
He's dark in here for the moment. Let's see if these Henri shells put him back on fire. They don't.
Not yet.
They do.
Stark was trying.
They do manage to bag A. So early cap advantage here going to Resin. But the overall health advantage still TWA's because they have that bungo in the field, and Zath Silver's making a move.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they have a battleship. I'm looking at Stakiko right now. Stakiko is at half health in the hull. I see Silverblade marching down the 7 line. He was being shot at by the Grozaway Napoli combo, Formula and Price.
Okay.
And Peyton was getting some revenge shots in with his bombs. Didn't really do much though.
Silver is kind of set up here. It looks like they're not radaring the Ragnar. I thought they were, but they're not. It must have just been detected on the surface.
Yep. Silver shoots the island. Unfortunate. More bombs coming in on Solitude now.
Yeah, they're basically just driving him off. They know he's low on health. They know he's down to his last heal now. That last 12,000 HP that Solitude is wearing at this moment is all he has left in the game.
Look at Formula on the 1 line.
Did he make a game return, Zath?
Yeah, he game returned in front of Kenny. You don't game return in front of Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny knows which buttons to push to make your game return feel sad.
Right. Well, either way, I think they've decided that they want to go into kite-away positioning over here. So, okay, they do it.
There's no advantage for them to push on this line. They have the cap advantage. They're building a lead. The health gap is not massive. It exists, but it's not insane. So all they need to do is just, hold what you got, play smart.
Yep. Looking at Silverblade, looks like he's switching his turrets. He's looking to the left now.
Think they're gonna try for the Venezia?
I think I think that's what he's thinking now, because he really doesn't have a shot anymore on the extreme edge of the map, and Peyton is making sure that he's not by the flat part of the island.
I'll be honest, Zath, I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised they haven't swapped Solitude and Sakiko, because Solitude's heals are done. That's it. They know exactly where to look for him. He can't heal anymore. Whereas Sakiko has basically double his health and 2 more heals available. Why wouldn't you just swap those guys out?
Well, what they're doing is they're rotating Viles Daring into the mid, which I think is a better decision between the two. Yep. He's got heals. He's got the Hydro.
They're not the only one. Bungo is coming mid too. That's why he flopped his turrets. He flopped his turrets before he made this play.
Yeah. Which also just feels
He's lit.
weird.
He's lit now.
Yeah. Usually putting a battleship into the middle of here, this is like no man's land. I mean, basically,
It's odd.
it just gets farmed out. So I'm surprised to see them make the play here.
You know what I love about sending Vile with him? Vile's got his hydro ticking. He's basically acting as an escort for this battleship with his hydro to clear the way for torpedoes.
Imagine a game about fleet tactics and it happening in competitive.
That's just insane. That's just nuts. Now, info radar from Eagle Lance shows them Solitude and Vile, so they know it's multiple ships here in mid. Good information radar there from Eagle.
Yeah.
That's gonna give them the tools they need to try and figure out how they want to react. 2 minutes on the timer, 170-point lead here for Resin in game 1. No casualties, both teams trading very well.
Resin completely redeploying their eastern flank now. Boom Diata moving up, Mabuki moving up, Mad Dog coming into the middle. Everybody's getting sucked into the middle of the toilet bowl, everyone. This is going to be fun.
Yep. We're not going to Thunderdome, but we are going to mid, so it's going to be entertaining. Now they're bringing Sakiko's hull over. Now they're trying. Here comes the Ragnar Raider. They're going to try and RoboCop Eagle Lance.
Oh yeah.
Eagle's about to be lit right there. There it is. So now you've got Vile, Sakiko, and Ragnar there that could all potentially take shots at him.
And Bungo. Silverblade shots out now with the plane up for the better dispersion.
I mean, they're going to hit him, but they're not going to hit him hard enough to kill him, Zaf.
No.
They are going to dislodge him, however, and flip the A-cap. But that doesn't do them any good. They're too far behind now. At this point, Resin will still win the game before TWA does if nothing changes. TWA has to bag a kill to force the timer to swap over.
Indeed, yep. TWA needs a pick, but they can't really get an easy one. There's Eagle Lance's, I guess, the best opportunity. Ooh, Silverblade.
How did Eagle get spotted there? Did he open fire?
I think he opened fire.
Oh, why would you have done that? There's like 7 of them shooting at you.
Yeah.
He's gonna die. That's gonna be the pick. He's dark again, but it won't matter. There's too many shells falling in.
Why
did that happen?
I just don't understand.
I don't understand there either, but they might be. If they can get Vile in return here, they're
That's
gonna
what they
have to pick
do.
up somebody. They have to pick up somebody.
And Mad Dog's Hydro is down, so he doesn't have the opportunity to get involved. Silverblade shooting out at Mabuki's. No, at Boom Diata. Oh, look at that white bar. Boom Diata's the pick now.
Oh my goodness. Boom Diata's very low.
We're just watching.
Him?
We're just the battleship. He got bungoed.
Okay. How could the bungo get a shot? Oh, the bungo could get a shot over the island?
Yes. I watched it come in. Boom Diata's dark
again. He is dark now. 15-point lead and growing here.
Mad Dog detected.
For TWA. Yeah, Mad Dog's lit on the surface. He's going to have to smoke. Resin needs a kill here, but I don't know where they're going to get it, Zaf.
I don't understand. Oh. Well, now they need 2 kills.
Down. That's pretty well the game now. 20 seconds on the timer. Resin was holding really firm. I almost want to go back and watch the replay there. I do not understand how Eagle got lit.
You know what? I'll bet he was clicking the mini map and he didn't have the control key all the way down, so he fired his guns by accident. Oh, yeah. You don't make that kind of mistake in a competitive play like that.
Not at this level of play.
Oh,
That's very unusual.
Resin had this in the bag, and they just.
I will not say they had it in the bag. They were on track for the win, right? TWA still had to make some plays, which they did. But all they had to do was, again, they had about a 20-second lead on the timer. They had built up enough lead that there was not time for TWA to cap them. TWA had to get a kill. So what you do in that situation, right, is that you try to extend the game and force your opponent to make an error.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? They're looking at the timer going, we have to get a kill, which means we have to push, which means we have to take risks. And then you punish them for taking the risk.
Yep.
That's the advantage of being in the lead. And apparently, however we got there, Eagle opening fire flipped the whole thing around.
I just, I don't get it. But yeah, the only thing I could think of, the only thing I could think of is he was trying to ping the mini map and he didn't have his hand on the control key. That's the only thing I could think of. Maybe trying to fire torpedoes and thought he had torps instead of guns ready. That just feels weird too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be very curious to find out what happened there. It's possible. I think it's unlikely, but it is possible that the daring moved up. Gdansk's detection is like 6'2", 6'2" maybe. I think he's out. I'm sorry, not daring. Yeah, I think it's possible that daring moved up and maybe spotted him a little bit on the surface.
After the radar was down.
After the radar was down, and maybe they baited him into firing, but I just can't imagine him making that mistake knowing that there's 4 ships out there trying to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And his heel is down and he doesn't have these, he doesn't have other teammates and yada, yada, yada. I have a hard time imagining him making that mistake. Eagle's too experienced. But definitely something went wrong there for them.
Something happened. And
yeah, let me get this.
You can imagine just listening in on that Discord chat while it was happening and after. I mean, you gotta reset and you gotta move on to the next one, but you also gotta figure out what the heck just happened.
Yep. Well, the good news is, Zaf, right? We're in for a damn good series. If all the games are that good, this is gonna be awesome. Sorry, I forgot to make my notes about map rotation and who's alpha and whatever, so I'm scribbling all that down now.
That's all right. That's all right. You know, we chose to focus on making sure that you all were entertained. So again, thank you guys for tuning in and being here and enjoying the show. You know, we've got drops going for Warship Masters. We've got giveaways on both of our respective channels. Raptors is in his Discord. Mine is on my Twitch. And there's also bonus codes that are coming out every now and then. So feel free to, you know, stick around, pitch a tent, whatever you want to do.
All right. Folks in my chat are starting to get their drops, which is about right. It's been about 90 minutes. So if you've been here since the beginning, you are probably claiming your loot about now.
Yeah, some people are saying that the compensation is 5,000 tokens, and I'm confirming that that's community tokens.
So, in other words, if you already have that St. Vincent camo, you get 5,000 community tokens instead of the camo.
Right.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to confirm that right now. Would be nice if, again, we all knew, but hey, you know, okay.
It would be cool if they would announce these things in advance, but that's all right.
I think my favorite occasion of Wargaming, why you do this, was when we were doing the cast, and we had to do it at home that one time.
This is 2020 then?
I think so, yeah.
We did 2 Kings of the Sea from 2020 from home.
Yeah, and we were on the finals, and we were told, okay, now Wargaming is going to go do an announcement of something, so it's going to take 45 minutes or something. But they didn't tell us exactly how long. They just said, it's going to be a while. And so Raptor and I are both like, well, what the hell do we do? So I grab my hammock, I set up my hammock, and I go lay down, and I just kind of doze off. And Raptor sits in his chair and just dozes off. I got a great screenshot of him sleeping.
Here it is. I can lean this thing back, right?
Right. Yeah, he's like this. Just
nap time, baby. Let's go.
It's crazy.
Now, the other one that's funny is one of the years I was working King of the Sea remotely, so I'm like remoted into Prague. And it's the day's over. We're doing like sign-offs, right? And the power goes out here. My power dies, and so I'm frozen on screen like this. Because they caught me like mid-blink. I'm like in the middle of blinking or something. And so on screen I look like I'm asleep. And so somewhere in the King of the Sea Discord, I think there's still an emoji of my face looking like it's like sleep raptor. I'm like,
yep,
something like this. It was hilarious.
Well, and that same cast, if I remember right, I was talking about where we took a nap. I think that's the one where I was being introduced and I was saying something, and right then, bam, power goes out and I go down.
Yes.
Oh, the joys of doing official cast remotely, guys.
I was going to say, how many years did we complain to them? Your product gets better when you put everybody in the same room, and they finally started doing that a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they've done it for official. Yeah.
Well, they have done. They start doing that for official. I mean, I went to Prague. I guess it's been almost 3 years now. I did. It was October of 22. I'm almost positive it was 22. It might have been 23, but I feel like it was 22.
Okay.
That I went out there, and that was the last time I was a part of the official cast. Ever since then, they don't hire outside. Well, they don't hire us anymore.
We have not been invited.
We have not been invited to return.
Yep, that's all right. We do our thing, and we're happy to be here. Right?
I'm happy to be here. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
So I get to hang out with a great friend and have fun doing shooty boat things. Like, how? It's not a bad time. I just resent having to get up this early on the weekend.
Right. I mean, think about it. You know, we don't have any teammates to get angry over or builds to look at. Be like, why is my head doing this?
There's no pressure on me at all. I don't have to be like poor Eagle who just, got hosed. I feel bad for him. But like,
I feel so bad for him.
If that were me, I would be absolutely just fucking wrecked, right? If that and instead, I get to, whenever I screw up on camera like this, I get to laugh and make jokes about being a professional streamer, and everybody just goes, "LOL, professional streamer," and it's like no big deal. Like, I screw up all the time.
Yeah, we all do.
Exactly.
When you're doing this stuff live, it's really hard to, get it all right. Okay, what was that? What?
I'm mocking. Minnie said something in the team chat here, and Painsor was like, "I think that's inappropriate," and I'm like, "I think Painsor deciding what is and isn't appropriate isn't appropriate." I'm just yanking Painsor's chain over here.
Got it.
I
was just
he's
looking.
A fun guy in person.
Oh, Painser. You haven't met the real Painser till you go drinking with him.
Oh my God. You can say that about so many of these CCs though. So many. So many. It's like, do you really know them? Hand them booze, you'll get to meet them.
The second day when I go up to, I think it was Ben, and I'm like, I think we need a well-being check on Painser.
Yeah, no joke, right? It was rough. Ooh, I see things that make me excited, Zath. You ready?
Then let's go and cover the things that make us both excited.
Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers of all ages, welcome back to Game 2 of the Grand Finals here in Warship Masters 2025. TWA versus Resin. TWA up a game. Zath, talk me through the TWA lineup here as we zone into hotspot.
All right, well, TWA has Vile 9 in the Grozovoy without unique upgrade, so he's opting for both his torpedoes and guns. We've got Forward Unto Dawn in a Regolo. Hey. Repri 09 in a Z42. Solitude in a Ragnar with Jersey Mike. Again, same build as last time. Stakiko in an Henri with Honore. Kitty Mod is now in a Nevsky. Oh, that's a dangerous sight. And then finally, Messi in another Henri with Honore as well. All right, well, what do we got to the south for Resin?
Well, we're going to start at the top of the lineup, Zath. Resin going back to their roots, putting Peyton in a Montana. Excited to see this. And Zath checked out that build. He's got the reload mod, whatever they call it for battleships, feed the guns or something.
Gun feeder, yeah.
Might see a little bit of Flame Tana. I'll be curious to see how that plays out.
Oh, Flame Tana is so fun.
Mad Dog in a Z42 here, cranking the rotations out to mid. Eagle Lance in a Z42 this time. making the rotations down to C. We're going to have all kinds of German hydro in the C cap, it looks like. Frice's Holland headed over towards the right flank, backed up by Boomdiata's Prince van Oranje. And another Prince van Oranje, that is Big Boy 69. So obviously planning to drop all of the Dutch bombs on whatever poor, unfortunate destroyer happens to be in this C cap. Rounding things out, Legends Napoli here teamed up, headed west with Peyton's Montana. Now, you generally kind of expect to see, like this Napoli-Montana pair, I would expect to see them maybe go south of this island. They are very bold. They're just pushing straight through it, Zach. They're going to be well spotted before long, I think.
Yep, I think so too. We're about to see Z42 double detecting each other. One thing of note, Repri 09's Z42 and Eagle Lance is Z42 have similar builds. Eagle with Superintendent instead of Mabas for Repri. But the big thing is Eagle Lance is using one of the I think it's Von Broik is the name. It's one of the special German commanders that's got a buff consumable specialist skill, which means his reload for Hydro is going to be faster than Repri's reload for Hydro and smoke and everything else.
Look at the middle of the map, Zath. What am I witnessing?
You are witnessing a Regulo shoving Nevsky and Ragnar into the middle of the map and asserting their dominance, as Puddin would like to say.
Now, I did watch Kinney get slapped a little bit by Peyton. That was no joke. They're trying to just destroy Mad Dog here, but I don't think they got the surprise that they were looking for. They're going to get damage on Mad Dog, but I don't think they're going to be able to kill him.
It's a really cool tactic. I think that's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's not going to do enough.
And look, Zath, there's going to be a very brief gap here, and then they're going to be directly into Grozovoy smoke.
Ooh, Vile just gets a little hammered. Yeah, it's a cool idea. It gets a lot of assets up into the middle of the map where they can do a lot of damage or eat torpedoes, depending. I don't think those would get there in time.
No, those torpedoes are going to be a little ahead of everybody. Kinney's lit now. He was behind the smoke. He definitely took some punishment there. Ooh, poor Repri just gets bombed into oblivion out of the sea cap. He's bailing, it looks like.
Oh yeah, well that's double Prince van Oranje for you.
So yeah, this basically this Death Snail style push through the middle of the map. This seems to be TWA's strat. Their C flank is nothing. Sakiko's Henri and Repri Z42 are not going to hold this back. Resin already redeploying Big Boy's Van Oranje to the west.
You know what's funny about that, Raptor, is we started talking about how boring the Death Snails are, right? Leave it to TWA to find a way to make a Death Snail anyway. That
was not boring, Zath. Now, Peyton, one heal in, was down to about 3/4 HP, pops a heal, and now is much more healthy.
Look at Regulo with Ragnar now going into the B cap.
Yeah, they're trying to push Mad Dog out. They're actually just trying to kill him now. See if he can stay ahead of it.
Well, yeah, Death Snail is fun to watch when one team does it and the other team doesn't.
Yeah. So far, Mad Dog is managing to stay alive, but it's going to be a narrow thing as more shells continue to fall. 2,300 HP, 1,600, 950.
306.
300.
Oh.
They're still fishing for him, but they come up short.
Oh. Quick, somebody on Resin, press 9.
Oh, Kenny gets blapped there. Peyton living up to his name. Kenny down to 10,000 HP back there. They've pushed him well off the map. Or excuse me, well off the cap zones. So TWA's play for B works. That leaves them with the cap advantage here. Resin on the back foot having to redeploy and figure out how they're going to get back into this game. Interestingly enough, though, Resin overall healthier because they've sunk all these points into Peyton's battleship.
Well, sure.
But Mad Dog basically is effectively out of the game.
Mad Dog is effectively out of the game. Repri is still in the game, but doesn't have that much to play with either.
No, he really doesn't. 100-point lead and growing here for TWA in game 2. Plenty of time for Resin to figure out how they're going to deal with this and make adjustments. Now it looks like they're going to try to focus out Legends Napoli.
I mean, you got to have something to shoot, and Hayden's going to take a lot longer to farm out, so I guess it makes sense.
Yep. Napoli on, well, he was on triple fires, but he's like, nah, to heck with you guys, I'm going to get rid of that.
I mean, the big thing about Napoli is you got to watch out for the secondaries, so as long as you're not spotted, who cares, you know? Or you're outside secondary range.
Viles Grozavoy swooning around, keeping the guy, spotted for the guy, keeping lit for the guys in the smoke back there.
Yeah.
Peyton taking pot shots at the Henri. That's messy, way over on the 1 line.
Yep. Yep. So once again, we have the Death Snail deployed. This is Viles smoke that Solitude's just chilling in.
They're going to drive Peyton into this B cap, Zath. I'm almost positive he's just going to get in there and just be like, what are y'all going to do about it?
Yeah, I mean, okay, but I just feel like that's offering up a battleship for free.
Well, he's turning away, so maybe my assumption is incorrect. I'm curious now. Okay, I was going to say they're using the Regalo forward onto Dawn to spot Peyton here. Kenny's AP.
Yep.
Punishing Peyton for this turn a little bit because
for free.
Russian AP does that. Yeah, they can't spot Kenny back there. They're trying to get where they can. They're trying to work either Frice or Eagle into a good position to where maybe they might be able to spot him, but they can't at the moment. Payne's going to have to back off. They've farmed him for about 60,000 damage here in the last little bit, and now they're just brazenly open firing him on the surface.
Yeah.
His next heal's coming up here in just a moment.
And that's where I really didn't like the decision to move him into B. I think he would have been better off just staying south.
Well,
clean up. He's trying to blind shoot Kinney.
Yep. He's trying to blind fire Kenny Mod. Kenny now has burned through all but one of his heals. Big Boy's Prince Orangi now making a play for this cap. There's torpedoes coming in for him. He spotted these. His Hydro's up. 200-point lead and growing for TWA. Resin not out of this yet.
No. Ooh, Mad Dog. He's going to smoke and shoot. That's very dangerous. That's extremely risky. Nice hit on Kinney from Peyton.
That's very bold. He is well outside Kinney's radar range. Yeah, they do get some hits on Kinney there. They're going to try and keep Big Boy reset so that he's not able to flip the cap. But they've also put Eagle, Lance, and Frice into the A cap, Zath.
I like that decision.
I do too. All of TWA's destroyers are just basically lurking around the B cap. That gives them limited ability to project power and potentially hold on to the A cap. So they're trying to, Resin trying to punish them for this decision.
Yep. Now Kinney's radar holds him in position. They're going to continue to be blind fired now. It also keeps them there for torpedoes. And Eagle Lance doesn't have Hydro yet. Yeah, Price is in trouble.
If he moves now, he'll be able to, he can see it coming. He knows he's got to get out of there. Eagle Lance is okay. They are going to flip A. They're trying to farm out Big Boy here, who's now going to end up having to step off the cap. But when he backs up, will Kinney have shots? No, Kinney's had to reverse. Big Boy's having to get to cover here. And the Napoli legend still on the bottom of the map. His secondary is ticking away. He's actually having an impact down there. Big Boy makes it to a heal, but his heal's ticking out.
Mad Dog has another smoke available. I wonder if he's going to try to find an opportunity to use that. He's got to stay 12 kilometers away from Kinney. Kinney's now starting to shoot on Big Boy again. Eagle Lance caught on Hydro. Bow in at A?
Double Hydro here on Eagle, but they've got nothing to shoot at him. Nobody has shot. Okay, the Henri
Sakiko.
Sakiko probably has shots here.
Okay, so
Yeah,
they're
Eagle
keeping
plays this.
they're keeping Eagle Lance there on purpose so that Peyton can have a shot possibly on Kenny.
Yes. Kenny is an important pick target for these guys. If there's 22 points invested in that ship, and if they can kill him, that's a big deal.
Ooh, shots on Repri from Big
hits
Boy.
On Repri. Big hits on Repri.
And from, I think that was Boom Diata, and Frice is now shooting too. And they get this pick.
They need these points. They desperately need these points.
Messi goes down.
Messi goes down.
Fire.
The Napoli finally.
DCP
but
down.
Legend is going out.
Wow. Huge
They get
kills.
Repri. They get Messi. Solitude finally bags the Napoli. But now up a ship, up a cap. The score has flipped. We're 2.5 minutes here from a Resin winning game one. They got to pull Eagle out, Zaf.
Well, yeah, they do. But the problem is Kenny's got this thing called radar when his Hydra's down, which is he's using now. So,
but you got to do something. The longer Eagle sits here, the more likely it is that the Henri's going to predict correctly.
Right.
Although Montana salvo, Prince Orangi salvo going down range on the Henri.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, falls
That's
astern.
Big Boy.
Yep, Eagle takes another 1,200 damage there.
Mad Dog is so close to radar right there. Wow.
Mad Dog on 300 HP, still in the game. Resin working on a lead here in game two. Forward onto Dawn's Regalo, now actually in a position where he could begin to threaten CZAF.
Yes. Yes, and you can see Mad Dog sensing this, and he's heading towards the sea cap. He's got his Hydro banging away. He does also have his smoke available, so he's going to try to spot for Frice possibly, or for Peyton.
Yeah.
Is Peyton turning his turrets?
His torpedoes are going out in that direction, but they're going to be astern of the Regalo.
Yeah.
The Hydro's going to pick up the Regalo here in just a second. Peyton trying to get his stern turrets ready for this shot. His bow turrets already available. The Holland, that's Frice, is also rotating back that direction as well, just kind of hanging around mid. I think they're going to pick up Big Boy here finally. They pushed Kenny out just far enough to start getting shots on Big Boy. He's going to go out here in a minute. He's out of heals, isn't he? No, his next one's too far away, and he goes down.
Right. That gives TWA some time.
Game.
All right.
13
Regalo
points
detected.
between these teams.
Forward onto Dawn
90
is...
seconds. Go.
He's shooting his guns. He just beached.
Oh! Regalo doesn't want to beach. You got to keep moving in that thing.
But Peyton, he's okay. Peyton's turning in front of these torpedoes, though.
Peyton's healing. No, he's not. He's out of heals.
He's out of heals.
Peyton's completely
right
out
now.
of heals.
This is last heal right now. He just used his last heal.
Can he heal through it? These torpedoes are going to spell the end of him if he doesn't turn.
He does. He's okay.
All right. He makes it.
Bryce detected now. How did He must have opened up his guns.
Yeah, I think he probably opened fire here. He's trying to heal through it. Resin clinging to a 40, 30-ish point lead here. 90 seconds left. They're trying to radar Frice, but he's outside of Kenny's radar range.
Are we going to see a Regalo try a drive-by? No. Oh, Peyton misses with his first...
Oh, they're going to try and kill Peyton. They're going to be able to kill Peyton outright.
Yeah.
They can't afford to lose Peyton here. He's going to go down right here.
Oh, my goodness. Very good kiting by Forward onto Dawn.
Now we're only 60 seconds away from a TWA win here in game two. They need to pick up this Regalo kill. They can't afford it. Mad Dog on 300 HP gets spotted.
Yep. Well, at this
single
point,
shell in the game.
1 HP! 1 HP!
1 HP! And 18 HP for Forward onto Dawn.
33 seconds. Bryce has to get in the...
seconds. Holy crap.
Nobody can arc over the island.
No, they've got to try to get this kill. They're just fishing for him blindly now. Vile's coming in.
17
versus
seconds.
1. Insane. The Ragnar, you know what? Look at them. They're like, forget it. We're done with this. We're just going for it. not going to happen. They are going to finally kill Mad Dog, but it's going to come after the game is over. Goodness gracious. What a finish.
I mean, these are two absolutely fantastic battles. Extremely close. TWA managing to clutch the win in both of them. Damn. Amazing.
That crazy push through mid, Zath. I still cannot believe that they pulled that off.
And just a freaking Regalo just going, smoking, drawing on the map. Hey guys, I'm going here. And the fact that they couldn't make it work, it just, it feels so bad. I feel so bad for Resin. They were trying so hard. Oh man.
You know, we've said it before, and it's worth saying again. The level of coordination you see with these high-end teams, it just demonstrates the level of effort and time and practice you have to put into figuring all of this stuff out, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna smash these. You know, think about the coordination it takes to take 3 ships, keep them in close formation, run them through the Regalo, run them in the middle of the board with that Regalo smoke ticking, and then the Grozavoy's in front of you, and he has to know where his smoke has to start to keep going for this play to work. And if your opponents have seen this move, they know to try to cover the middle of the map with radar. But if you've never shown them this play, they probably don't know. And man, they're in trouble.
Absolutely. Wild game either way. Guys, this is a best of 5. This could be it. This could be our last game. We could do this. We could do this in the minimum number of games.
It is possible.
Or Resin can reverse sweep. Hashtag pray for NA.
Well, we haven't talked about it, Zath, but it's not like if Resin loses, it's not like they're going home empty-handed, right?
Of course not. They get stuff and things.
We haven't talked about it, but of course, even though CL and III have already been eliminated, they're going home with some cash. And these guys, the teams we're looking at right now, Resin and TWA, of course, they're playing for their split of $7,800. The first place team, obviously worth playing for. There's a notably larger prize pool there. But it's not like the second place team goes home empty-handed. What a finish. That was crazy. That might be the only time in competitive play in 8 years of doing this I've ever seen a ship sitting on the map with 1 HP.
Sorry, I had to run to the bathroom for a second. While we have a couple moments, apparently Wargaming official, they've announced the King of the Sea camo.
Okay.
So the camo is for the Colombo, and it looks like it's a
Colombo.
Yeah, and it looks like it's an ancient Roman theme. It looks really cool.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So it's called what's it called? Salt and Stone.
Well, that's a very Roman thing, so I like it.
Yeah. So I think that's a cool idea. And Colombo makes perfect sense. It's a ship everybody likes to play a lot of. So. So that'll be fun. But yeah, guys, remember, best of 5, this could be it, so stay tuned and we'll see. Raptor, if this is done, what are your plans?
It's actually a good question. I kind of didn't think we'd be done this early. Ginger and I have some plans to head out and get some things done, so I will probably just raid into you or whoever stays around.
Okay, I'll be doing after party as usual.
Yeah, we had talked about grabbing some brunch. We need to go to the hardware store and pick up some stuff to do. I've got some home repair junk to get done, and we need to go pick up a few things. And So it's like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Chat's just now catching the end of that game.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. I mean, are you not entertained? It's just...
I'm telling them, like there's like the old joke, right? We always like to say, you only had 47 HP. It's like, well, I had 46 more than necessary. Mad Dog had exactly the required amount of HP.
I was going to make that joke.
Exactly the required amount.
I was going to make that... I was going to make that joke, actually. When you said 306, I was like, that's 305 more than he needs. And then that happened. I was about to say
There it was. So kudos to Mad Dog, right? Like, not only for extracting his ship out of a play literally designed to murder him, but staying in the game, staying useful, looking for opportunities to continue to contribute. And then at the very end, Zath, he was almost the hero, right?
Almost.
Imagine an alternate universe where the 306 health destroyer is the guy who clutches the game for you. Like, wouldn't that have been cool?
I mean, we're talking about one shell hit for either team. It's just...
Yeah. When you get down to games that are close enough, you start talking about individual shell hits, you're looking at really, really good games of warships. Like, not the first time we've seen it, hopefully not the last either, but definitely a very real thing.
Yeah. So I gotta say, this camo is dead sexy. Yeah. I'm going to be making sure I get my drops for this.
I'm looking for this announcement. Somebody was like, check the CC Discord. I'm like, that's not a thing. Maybe in the official? Nope, the official Discord doesn't have anything about it.
For what announcement?
For what the whole camo thing. I want to know what's going on.
I saw it in the Discord, yes.
It might be on the King of the Sea Discord. Did they announce it over there? Nope, not there.
Now, I just got word that they have announced the King of the Sea will be in November. So I know a lot of viewers from both of our channels have been saying, when is King of the Sea next? November. So mark your calendars.
Okay.
Block out November.
I'm gonna have to negotiate that with the boss.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Well, we're hosting Christmas at our place this year, and we got a lot of work to do to get ready. So that, like I said, I'm gonna have to negotiate that with the boss. We'll see.
Yeah, and I think a lot will depend too on timing, right? If how many weekends are we losing? Because we just know November, right?
My expectation is that I might be able to do either NA or international, but probably not both. That's a guess, but I think that's probably where it's going to land. All right. I'm still trying to find this announcement. I've looked on the official Discord. There's nothing. The CC Discord has nothing. The King of the Sea Discord has nothing. I don't even know where to be looking anymore.
For the ship, I'll DM you the link.
Okay. You found something?
I found something, yeah.
Okay, let's have a peek. Oh, okay. So this is just somebody clipped a video. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure this is the video they used for the announcement. I'm glad that they're sharing it too, so we can put it up too.
So it's a camo that makes the ship look like an old Roman bath.
Yes.
It's actually kind of cool. The tile work is neat. I like the style of it. It reminds me a little bit of the Gothic camo for Bismarck.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorites, by the way. I love that camo.
No, the Gothic is great. I love the whole cathedral thing up on in the smokestack and the superstructure. It looks great.
The superstructure is done like a cathedral. Like, that looks really, really cool.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
There you go. Looking good. So remember, teams have up to 10 minutes in between. I have a strong feeling Resin wants all of those 10 minutes.
They probably need it, although at this point we're probably waiting on somebody's official cast or other.
TWA has said that they're ready. Resin is not reported in just yet. Apparently there's an F1 race going on too.
I don't know what's going on. Somebody in chat asking how much longer the stream will last. Short answer is this could be the last game. There could be several more. We don't know. Even if this is the last game, the drops are probably good for a while. Let me have a peek at this. I'm actually genuinely curious to see how long they're good for. Survey says 7 p.m. tonight. So
good. Okay.
So yeah, it's a hot minute. So yeah, several more hours. So even if the games are over, there will be folks streaming the tournament like Zaf that will continue to stream afterwards that you can go hang out with them and keep working on your fancy drops.
Yeah, I usually do my after party, help people get their drops and stuff, and
exactly.
Especially for people on North America. I know a lot of people have been struggling to get their stars for the San Diego or the 11,000 doubloon compensation for San Diego if they already have it. So what we did yesterday was we played the operation all day. We played like for 6 hours or something. So
nice.
Yeah. Yesterday was long. I did just over 12 hours yesterday. Last Sunday was a little bit over 12 hours, and today probably going to be 12 hours again.
Whew, crazy.
I love doing it. I just enjoy it, you know?
That's not, if you enjoy it, what else matters?
Yeah.
I will say I'm planning on streaming some during the day tomorrow. Of course, it's a holiday here in the US, and I'm probably going to stream some warships during the day. I took a look at one of the spreadsheets we have on the CC Discord and was like, oh, I should stream that day. So for things I can't talk about yet. But yeah, that'll be fun. I'm going to do some of that tomorrow.
Yeah, usually upcoming stuff shows up on the Monday before patch. So
yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, we got a game.
But we're not allowed to actually say that. We do have
say
a game.
What?
Say nothing. I said nothing.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's check this out, Zaf. It could be the last game of the event, or it could be the start of Resin's comeback.
Right.
All right, game 3 begins, ladies and gentlemen. Zaf, talk to me about TWA's lineup here as we spawn into Northern Waters.
Oh, we have Vile 9 in a Delny now. Solitude still in Ragnar with Jersey Mike. We've got Elysia in a Zhao with a Special Commander and Unique Upgrade. L Snackman in Battleship Hindenburg, because that's the best he could do, apparently, with Lutyens as his captain. We've got, and that's range, by the way, and Eye in the Sky, and all the spotting. Cool. Kenny Mod in his Nevsky, we saw him do that before. Turtverse, I think that's Zemensky. Messi of Wows is in a defense with, what's his name, Dunkirk. All the utility for that. And finally, we've got Stakiko in an Henri with Honore for captain. And Vile, I forgot to mention, I think that's, that's got to be Zemensky. So, anyway, there you go. Tell us about Resin.
As Taylor Tomlinson likes to say, that's your best. Interesting. Okay. All right, have a look over the Resin lineup. Sticking with a triple destroyer, 4 cruiser build, Mad Dog's Daring. Leading the way over towards ACAP, backed up by Eagle, Lance's Delny, and Peyton in a Minotaur, Zaf. Oh, this makes me so excited. Can't wait to see how this plays out.
Look at this. Look at his build. Look at his build. He's got both incoming fire alert and party target in his Minotaur.
Interesting.
He wants to know things.
Interesting. All right. Legends Napoli had a really good game last game, headed over that way as well. And so is Boomdiata's Prince Orangi. We saw him play this position on this map earlier in the day. Headed towards the eastern flank. That's Big Boy's Z42 and Mabuki's Zhao with Unique Upgrade. So a 5-2 split for both teams. I'll be really curious to see how the Rumble at A shakes out.
Yeah, Mabuki choosing not to take one of the unique commanders to get the extra survivability expert. Interesting choice. It's do or die for Resin.
Well, with Des Moines banned, Peyton choosing to take Minotaur here instead. While leaving a giant smoke screen across the top of the cap. Solitude's Ragnar going to move right into that. I'm betting that Kenny's going to play behind it. Or is he going to dive it? He's going to push the radar up so we can see. They see Peyton. Yep. They see Mad Dog.
Yep. And I'm sure once they saw the smoke, they knew Kenny's going to show up there. So, okay.
Yeah. Mad Dog the target, and he'll begin to take some early chip damage, but he was already kind of turning out. They can also see Eagle Lance's Delny way over on the edge of the map. Now that Mad Dog's not showing them a good angle, they've decided to switch fire to Eagle, but he's out of the radar range now, so they swept back to Mad Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Mad Dog out of range. Ragnar lit.
Yep.
Counter radar comes in from Peyton's Minotaur here. Sakiko trying to dive the island, going to have to make a turn here as torpedoes coming in. This is a similar play to what we saw Ayaya attempt earlier in the morning, Zath, with a Marseille. The difference is that Resin's team comp is very different, and TWA seems to have executed this move much quicker than we saw Ayaya attempt it.
Yep. Yep. A lot of split fire going on right now. Looks like they want to take out Stakiko, but Solitude's on radar, so who do you shoot?
They're continuing to put shells down on Solitude, who's not even lit. They're blind firing him. That's Mad Dog just fishing and was getting resets. Sakiko now setting up on the island. And here come all the planes. As Zath likes to say, here come the aeroplanes. Nothing doing out of that drop, though.
Nope.
Looks like they are going to be able to pick up A here for TWA. And then they just have to set up and play some defense. No pun intended.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I think the hard thing though for Resin is the bulk of their team is here. So now what?
It is. It's 5v5 over here, and at the moment, TWA has coughed up a little more HP, it feels like, but they own the stronger board position. So it's going to be on Resin to figure out how they want to break this deadlock. Mad Dog's daring, moving out to mid. What's that?
I was just talking about. You asked me about Test Ship Zhao yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The latest code that just came out is Buff Zhao.
Buff Zhao. I love that. I love that. So true. Please. They've just tried all these little things and just none of them have been relevant yet. Like,
nope.
Oh, we gave it sub-surveillance. Oh, we gave it some of its hit points back. Oh, we gave it 12-kilometer torpedoes. We're still waiting, guys. We're still waiting.
Yep. Oh, we helped the torpedo arcs because it now has the light cruiser line.
That's right. It now has
turning torpedo.
It now has better torpedo arcs than it used to. So, all right, Kenny putting up another round of radar. They're going to catch Mad Dog out in mid as he's repositioning. They can see Peyton. That's kind of irrelevant. They're able to get some damage down range on Mad Dog. 20 more seconds of radar, but of course, Daring can weather this decently with her heels.
Yeah, with this going on right now, in my opinion, this is Peyton's opportunity to go into A. You got the defense looking away, you got Kenny looking away. This is the best chance that they're going to have.
With the Henri sitting there, you got to be kidding me. I'm reload booster AP and I'm dead in 12 seconds.
Okay, well, or you're dead in 4 minutes and 25 seconds. I mean, I'm
not saying there's a right answer. I'm just saying that I don't think I would throw the Minotaur away quite that quickly.
But Resin's got to find a way in. What's their other way in?
I know.
At this point, you just praise. I mean, what else can you do, right?
Yeah.
You just got to go.
Yeah, it's a good question. Now, Sakiko's Henri has moved up. Look at this, Zath. What is he? Why? Why you do this?
He's not afraid. And they
He's
know that
very
Resin,
unafraid.
and they're trying to take advantage of Resin being a little indecisive with their ships. Where are they going to go? What are they going to do?
Yeah,
right.
A little overly aggressive here with Eagle's Delny, perhaps.
Right.
Eagle does get dark, gets to a heal. Engine is out, not on fire. All right, and the Legend is basically burning his smoke to try to move up and mimic Sakiko's position here. He's caught on the Henri Hydro.
Terrible idea.
Yeah, I don't think I like this play.
You got Vile shooting AP into him, and he's gotta choose to give side to Vile so that he doesn't take Citadels from the defense.
Well, and these torpedoes are easily predictable. Like, you know, they're gonna and he's dead. Like, Legend's dead. He takes one of these and he's out. Bam. He apparently he did take the flood.
Yeah.
He's fishing in the smoke for a target that's not in the smoke anymore. So they can see Sakiko now. They've got these guys proxy spotted, but like, what does that get you? Basically nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It feels a little bit like Resin didn't have an alternate plan for, okay, what happens if we don't get A?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Napoli's dead. Here come the torpedoes that end his life.
Yep.
Peyton now just open water engaging Sakiko's Henri. That can't feel very good.
No, well, that's all he can do. But see, go back to when I said go, right? That to me was their only real choice. They didn't. They hesitated, and TWA took another ship off of them. Okay, now you're gonna try? You know, like.
Yeah. They
Ooh.
do back Snackman's Hindenburg. That begins to open things up a little bit, but they've rotated Kinnymod back to try to play goalie at B, and he's beating the crap out of Big Boy in smoke.
Yes, he is.
Big Boy was on like triple fires there, and even blind firing him, Kinnymod takes him down.
Yep.
Boom, the Orange Orangi getting low. And he spotted, despite the smoke, he spotted through the smoke because he opened fire.
Yep.
It's almost like Resin called the wipe, Saf.
It almost is like they all just said, you know what, that's it. There's no way. Let's just have a Sunday. Let's go back to our holiday weekend. You know, like. Sounds like you're not the only one with things to do today, Raptor.
I guess not. It's gonna be a 3-0 sweep here for TWA in the finals. I'm a little surprised at this result. I mean, hard fought game 1 and game 2. Game 3, basically just nothing going Resin's way here. They don't get the A cap. They don't seem to have a good plan of how to recover or get back in or what to do after that. And then all TWA has to do is take advantage, and they are the victors here in Warship Masters 2025.
That's right. That's right. Oh, I gotta do my fancy screen.
Yep, I gotta do that too. We'll hit the fancy little winner's screen here. But we came in today and we had the minimum, Zaf. It's 9:20 and we're done. I can't believe it.
Yep. I'm gonna do it. I don't want to.
Don't want to do what? You getting me worried now.
Go over there and ask if there's any more games.
Oh, you threatened to do that yesterday. Don't do that. Don't do that, you troll.
I know. But I warned you guys yesterday. I said this could be over quick.
This could happen. This could happen, and it absolutely did.
Just after 9. Go back to bed, everyone. Wow. Okay. Well.
Hang on a minute. I need to come over here and do something real quick. And do that, and do that, and do that, and then do that. There we go. Oh, no.
So,
there we go.
You know, one thing I kind of like about doing the bracket thing is when you get rid of that one game, then you don't have a 2-0, like, oh, we're done in 2 games. So I guess technically we brought one more game back, but.
I agree. For doing double elimination, I like this better. And this is something that's been building for a while now, because we've had teams get knocked into the losers bracket, right? And then fight their way back to the finals, and then they win the grand final. Even though they start down a game, they win the grand final. And it's like, but the guys who lost that original grand final, they still only have one loss. How did they lose the whole event?
Yeah, that makes sense.
This format is more conducive to producing a true result of double elimination, because this way, the person who wins has decisively never lost more than one series.
Right.
So there we go. In this case, the person who won never lost a series at all.
Before we hang it up, Raptor, look at the point screen again. Do you think that now that TWA has found a way to death snail again, do you think that the smoke destroyers need to be more expensive next time? How would you change the tournament to make it a little bit more better?
Well, so looking at the destroyer points, right? Harugamo and Gearing are already fairly expensive because of their smoke.
Yeah.
Right? Yu Yang is expensive because she gets the flexibility. I can take radar or smoke, and they're both really valuable in the right build. I have no idea why Forrest Sherman is so expensive. Probably because American Smoke and SAP, but like
and Hydro,
but Sherman.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Ragnar, I think Ragnar is fairly reasonably costed for what you get. Same for a Smallland. Kleber, Marceau, I think Shimakaze's possibly a little overpriced, possibly. And then you start getting into the 14, 13. Now most of these ships start to feel better. So what you'd really be looking at is the ships on the bottom half of the list. Do any of these need to get more expensive?
Right. Right. If we're getting rid of the death snail, that's all. And by the way, kudos to TWA to find a way to make their preferred playstyle work for it. You know,
super like high five to those guys. Like that's well done. And again, the execution it takes to pull that off is not easy. That takes practice and dedication. So kudos to them. They looked great today. I think Hoffman and Elbing being the same points is wrong. I think Hoffman should be more expensive. I think Hull is probably a little undercosted. I think Rain taught us that. I think Delny is perhaps a bit undercosted. I think Heels and Smoke should be evaluated a little higher than they are. I still can't believe Daring is as cheap as she is. Right? I look at Alvaro de Bazan at 14 points and go, but why? Right? I look at Shimakaze at 15 points and go, but why? I think Sherman is overpriced. I think Summers is overpriced. I guess in my opinion, the ships in the bottom half that have smoke and or heal probably need to get a little more expensive. And the ships in the top that lack these things probably need to get a little cheaper. Thoughts? Am I crazy?
No. You know, the one thought I have from this exercise, and the reason I wanted to just kind of dive into this for a sec, while this is still kind of raw and we're processing through
bring it up. I love it.
When players talk about, you know, certain ships or this, you know, whatever are unbalanced in the game, wargaming, why aren't you fixing this, etc. This tournament is the closest way to balance the ships in the game without outright banning them or restricting them in any sort of way. And what we found with TWA was they were able to make certain ships work for them and still play their game the way they wanted to play. Rain found a way to take the Hull, a relatively cheap destroyer, and throw it out there. And
do some really cool things with it.
Right. And so the reason I want to bring that up is I think it illustrates so well the difficulty in trying to balance a video game around so many variables, and as they keep releasing more ships, more lines, more premium boats, right, it gets even harder. So I mean, I think the organizers did a great job on this tournament, and I love this whole idea, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing Warship Masters 2026, Raptor.
This is one of my favorite tournaments, expressly because of this points list. I'm going to point the pen in the right direction. This way. Hang on. Whatever. This points list is one of the reasons that I love this event, because while it's never flawless, it is, as you point out, an attempt by the organizers to recognize that certain ships are simply better in coordinated competitive play than other ships are. Some of these ships are legitimately better in random battles than in competitive play, and vice versa. And that's okay. Every ship should not necessarily be the best thing in every situation. So I love that we have this kind of differentiation.
Yeah.
But I also love that it begins to highlight some of the differences, right? Let's say in what teams value and what those things are ultimately worth and how valuable they are in these environments. Like crazy how valuable heals are on lighter units, right? Look how many destroyers got fielded with heals. Delny getting a heal, right? Makes a big deal. Smalland and Ragnar and all these, like, because you know these ships are going to get shot at. You know they're going to be in combat. You know that they are important targets because they're small and valuable and low detection and so on. So heals on these units should, like, a heal on a destroyer should automatically push it to the top half of a points value. Like I look at a ship like Holland and think, why is this 12 points? Daring at 13. Are you kidding me? This is insane. These are very, very, very valuable, very strong ships for that point cost. So, you know, you could make the same argument about cruisers, but there's far more cruisers that have heals than destroyers.
That's right. Cool. Well, anything else to discuss before we make the transition and I wave my hands?
No, I think I'm good. It's been good to work a tournament with you again, my friend. It's been too long since we missed a notable chunk of King of the Sea last year. I was able to work a couple of days of King of the Sea, but the schedule didn't work out that well. And then of course in the spring, we no longer have King of the Sea. And then I haven't even been able to make Team League in a while, which really irritates me because that's one of my favorite events. But every time they book that one, I get notice like 6 weeks out, and it's like that's too late for me. If I don't get 8 weeks notice, I probably can't get it onto my calendar anymore.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I'm glad they're telling us now, like November. Okay, 8 weeks means I can probably work something onto the calendar. We'll see. So, but yeah, it's been good. It's been too long, so this was nice.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you very much for waking up with me in the nicest way possible.
I'm not gonna lie, man. You are one of the few people on the planet that I would get up this early for. A lot of people would be like, "Hey, man, do you want to get up at 5 a.m. to?" I'd be like, "You can pound sand, right?" But when my good friend Zath asks, it's like, "I will suffer for you. I will suffer."
There you go. There you go. For people watching on either of our streams, if you're enjoying the competitive casting and all that kind of stuff, there are other tournaments out there as well, not just Warship Masters and COTS. We do have a German team league that's coming up next weekend. I'm probably going to be casting it, probably.
Okay.
And then the following 2 weekends after that is going to be the Warships Classic Tournament, which kind of goes back in time a little bit, and they put out ships that were released, I don't know how many years ago, plus a few extra guests. So that one's always a fun tournament as well. So plenty of competitive warships to go before even COTS to keep you satiated. So there you have it.
What's the date on the Classic tournament?
It's the 2 weekends after next weekend. So I don't have the calendar in front of me, but
the middle 2 weekends of September.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me pull it up. 13, 14, 20, 21. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll keep an eye on the calendar. It's possible I can maybe work some of those days. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I know that format really appeals to me as well. Like that's, you know, you and I have been doing this long enough. Something like that would be really, really cool and fun to watch. So that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one thing I do enjoy about this game is there's lots of tournaments that are put on officially or unofficially. And Wargaming 1 supports either of those. And 2, each one has a unique kind of, you know, their own little special sauce that they put into it. So it makes it fun. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, man. Well, give everybody your spiel about all this crap so that we can get finished and I can rate into you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I got to kill off my delay. So I need to kill my internet. I need to kill OBS. I need to turn my internet back on again. I have to go back into OBS, change my scenes, and turn off the 5-minute delay. I also need to switch my mods around. I'll be playing World of Warships on my NA account for the World War II ops if people need their stars and all that. Are you ready for the Zath hands?
You do whatever you got to do, buddy.
Okay,
you
there
do
we
whatever
go.
you got to do, buddy.
So there's my zap
Awesome.
hand. So that means Raptor's going to cut. He's going to say goodbye, all that kind of stuff, and then he's going to raid over. Thank you so much for doing that, Raptor. And
Of course.
see you guys in a little bit.
And for guys on my channel, if you are still working on your drops, stay here. In a moment, I will be raiding you into Lord Zath, who will continue to be streaming. He will help you continue to earn your drop progress until you are